Peace and blessings, everyone. What is going on? We are back here with another show, the Halftime Coach and Adjustment Show, episode 22. Slowly getting there. We're slowly climbing. So, um, halftime, Philly halftime, and I'm Coach Ed. So, ready to talk sports as well as other things in life. Really, really good show set up for you today. So, before I dive into that, how you doing today, halftime?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
That's good. So, um, glad to hear you good. Everyone, make sure also if you tuned in, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification for halftime. For myself, our information is there in the description. Also, support the Hardcore Sports Network and the Aboriginal Sports Network because we're also streaming on those platforms. It's free for you guys to sub up with us. Doesn't cost you anything. You know the saying: if it's free, it's for me. So, and then share on all social media platforms. So, appreciate everyone for tapping in and helping us out there. So, I'm gonna dive into real quick, a little bit topic on the NBA, and just saw that Linsanity, Jeremy Lin, officially retired from playing professional basketball. So there was a moment where his growth was, it was crazy, man. I mean, I remember him with the Knicks, and the excitement that he was generating, and the passion in the fan base and in the Asian community. So, what's your thoughts about him retiring officially from playing pro basketball?
He had it was crazy. At one point, he had like his stock went up. Like
Mhm.
they're like, "Oh my lord, look how good he is, and he's gonna be great." Yeah, I can't believe he's young still. I can't believe
Mhm.
he's retiring already, but
Oh,
he can
mhm.
afford it. So there he goes.
There you go. I mean, 15 years though. He's played 15 years. He's young to us. To some of you guys, I know he might be a little bit older, but for us, he's young. So, and I can, like I said, I can remember him when he was up for contract with the Knicks and he left for Houston, and I couldn't blame him. Go get your money, player. But now he's been all around the world. Playing in China, his homeland of Taiwan. So in the G League. So it's congratulations to him. So let me give him a round of applause. As he said, let me read you what he said in. Oh, I closed it. Oh, there it is. No, I got it. And he said, it's been an honor of a lifetime to compete against the fiercest competitors under the brightest lights and to challenge what the world thought was possible for someone who looks like me. I've lived out my wildest childhood dreams to play in front of fans all around the world. I will forever be the kid who felt fully alive every time I touched a basketball. And that's what it's about. He came in, changed the perceptions about Asian players. I have to be honest, because growing up, I didn't see any Asian players in the hood, going around playing basketball. And here's this kid came from California, playing in Harvard, and then made it into the NBA. Playing in New York City for that matter, and being the point guard along with Carmelo Anthony. And you're thinking, oh, he's going to grow, and things change, but hey, congratulations to him. So just wanted to touch on that and wish him well in the future, because, for me as a Knicks fan, he did do some things for me. So I have to be honest here. So
Yeah.
let's tap into the chat real quick. Eddie Van Haskell, great name, Eddie.
What's
Hey
up,
Philly,
Eddie?
how are you doing, bro? The Flyers are going to be way better this season.
They're
Hmm.
gonna make the playoffs, Eddie. They're making the playoffs.
Okay. There you go. There you go. What's up, Nick? How you doing, man?
Good,
I
Nick.
know you're happy because he was on one of the streams with me yesterday. You guys doing the show? I was like, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. So true fan, and we both appreciate you. Thank you, brother, for always being here with us. What's up, Dave? How you doing, man? And I hope everybody's doing well out there.
Good,
Again,
Dave.
make sure you guys tap in. To I'm sorry, what were you saying, bro?
So what's up, Dave? That's all.
Yeah. So, but we're gonna go ahead and move on to baseball. It's starting to get down there, but there's a lot of things that I've been watching a little bit this week. So go ahead and start out with your Phillies. How's everything going with your Phillies?
They're doing really, really good. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we just beat the Atlanta Braves. I mean,
Mm.
we got our last game today. We can sweep the Braves today, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's the Braves. We lost to the Mets and they swept us.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
Braves ain't making the playoffs
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because we are going to sweep them. Everybody getting excited. Pump your brakes a little bit. I'm going to be honest, Coach. We're one and done in the playoffs. We don't have our Cy Young winner Wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
He's out for the year, and you never know what you got with this team. You just
Mm-hmm.
don't,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy. So it is what it is. It's going to be an exciting year. Everybody's going to be pumped because we're in the playoffs, but we're going to be one and done. Same thing like
Well,
last year.
I will say this, man. I'm taking a look here. You got the number 2 record in all of baseball, right behind Milwaukee. So
Yep.
let me go ahead and bring up the what you call me. Close this out. And where is it? Share screen. Here we go. And you guys should have it. So um this is in terms of the wild card. I mean, you're 79 and 57. Like I said, you're right. You're behind Milwaukee. Milwaukee is what, 6 games in front, six
Yep.
5.5 in front of you guys. So so I mean, I get it, but you're basically saying if you're facing San Diego or yeah, because you would have to probably face San Diego in the no, you face the Dodgers in the first round, right? Yeah, yeah, because the Mets and Padres will play one. They play a 1 game playoff in the first round. The six plays five for one game. Am I correct for the
Say
wild
that one
card?
again.
Like the Mets and the Padres right now,
Right.
if they're going to play 1 game in the
Yes.
wild card,
In the wild
and
card.
then and so you basically would end up, and then the Cubs. Oh, you guys probably face the no. You'd face the
We're gonna
Who would
play.
you face then?
We're facing the Cubs. It looks like so far, but I mean, there's 19 games left.
Okay. Yeah, see, that's what I didn't understand. Okay, well, there you go. So, yeah, and you don't think you'd do well against the Cubs?
No, no,
Ooh,
no. Can't hit
okay,
the damn ball.
okay. Well,
I
let's
got
see.
I got a $300 million man. Can't hit the ball.
Sounds familiar. But you're 6-4 over the last 10, so you're right about where everyone else is. So,
Yeah,
I get it. I still think you guys are going to go far in the playoffs. I really do. So but we'll see. You know them better than I do. So,
the bats don't come alive. We're
mm, mm,
struggling against the Braves.
mm.
The first game, 19 runs. Next game, 2 runs. Next game after
Wow.
that, 2 runs. Oh, three, sorry. We won last
Mhm,
night in the 10th inning with 3 runs.
mhm, mhm,
Drives me
mhm.
crazy, coach. It drives me freaking bonkers.
How you doing, Mrs. Halftime? I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Keep it up. Proud of you. So, what's up, Nick? Coach, I was given the title a few months ago as halftime's #1 fan. Well, there you go. There you go. Yankees are playing good now. Yeah, I'm about ready to touch on them, which is it's surprising for me. I don't see a deep playoff run for the Phillies. I don't see it. Okay. Okay. Like I said, you guys would know better than me. I just, looking at the positioning, it's like, okay, well, you're number 2 seed in the National League. So, and really you're number 2 seed in all of baseball. So 'cause you're in front of Detroit. So, but again, you're playing the National League, so you would know over there. And the Yankees, they're now in the top spot for the wild card, but even still, in terms of the division, they're 2 games behind Toronto. So it's surprising. They're 7-3 over the last 10. And I know Giancarlo Stanton is one of the big factors why he's been hitting very well over that time span. So I mean, still a Yankees fan. I do expect more, but like you said, there's roughly about 19 games, so they still have a chance. As difficult of a season as it's been for the Yankees, for them to be in this position, I have to give them the respect that they're due. So they fought hard, and they're right there, in the number one spot in the wild card, and 2 games out of the AL East, and literally, I mean, not that far from being the number one seed in the American League. But as Yankees fans, we're spoiled. We have high expectations. So, when you get 27 championships, that raises the bar. It just does. You don't accept mediocrity, and that's the thing with the Yankees. You don't expect mediocrity. You're expecting them year after year to dominate the AL, to be in the number one spot and go to the World Series, plain and simple. So, but right now, I'm not going to say these last 10 games is, indicative of, who they are and what they're going to be, because they can easily fall right out of the toilet, fall right into the toilet. I'm sorry. And, they still have issues, pitching, a lot of injuries. So, we'll see what goes on with the Yankees. I hope they keep ascending. That's what I'm hoping for. Get Toronto, get the division, and then you go for Detroit. Then if you get the the AL number one spot, then it's a whole different ball game. That means everything comes through New York. So, but and again, to Giancarlo Stanton.
Congratulations, well done. Congratulations, well done.
Sorry. There you go, man. Congratulations, well done. We as Yankee fans, it's been a rocky road with him. You talk about a $300 million player. We have multiple, and he's one of them. And you've always expected him to consistently up here. Now, Aaron Judge, came back from injury. He's slowly getting there. So, hopefully he can get back to who he is. So, he's still in the discussion for the MVP anyway. So, oh boy, did I get on the stream at the wrong time? Oh, please tell us more about your.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is. Who's been the most non-MVP so far? Drop a name. Okay.
I'm sorry I didn't get that off. Don't read them, Coach. Just let it go.
Oh, I thought you put it out there. Okay. No problem.
No.
All right. So, yeah, my expectations are, I'm sorry, call it spoiled, delusional, whatever it is. But, again, you look at the history of the Yankees, that's what you expect. So, yeah, I mean, you have to laugh at it, so, and I appreciate you. Thank you, brother, always. So, your boy Nick's getting on you, Craig Kimbrough.
Hey.
So, but you said there's 19 games left, so
Something like that.
Yeah, so it's. Do you think that the Phillies will continue right where they are? Do you think they can get the number one seed in all of the American League? I mean, all of the National League.
Yeah, they did last year.
So they can close it out and get.
They can win it all. They can win. They can have the best record in baseball. They did last year, but see, this is the problem: is they were one and done last year. One and done. Logan Paul. Boys are rough on me, Coach. Boys are rough.
Yeah, I know. It's always fun, but yeah, we got to laugh at ourselves too. So, again, like I said, I don't know. I haven't been following as closely, as years past. So, I have to believe that the Phillies have a great shot of making it to the championship round. So, we'll see. We'll definitely see, as we go along. So, but as far as the National League MVP, who's the favorite in the National League to be the MVP?
Say that again.
In the
Who's
National League,
going to be the MVP?
yeah, who do you think is the favorite there in the National League?
Oh, it's going to be our guy damn, I'm drawing a blank right now. Give me a minute.
Okay.
It's going to be Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber is going to be MVP.
Okay.
He's going to have the most home runs and like almost like 130 RBIs.
Mm.
He's almost at 50 home runs right now.
Wow. Okay. There you go. So, and I'm just looking at the baseball news. Okay, nothing major there. So, all right. Well, that's pretty much going to be it there, I guess, with baseball. By the way, I think we have 26 games remaining. Okay.
Okay.
Have time. It's not great with names. Okay. Yeah. I'm saying, hey, look, sometimes I get like that. We're older. Come on now.
I ain't good with names. I forget them.
Yeah. So
And by the way, I'm doing my damn draft for my fantasy football.
He knows who you're talking about. He just gets. Yeah, when you trust me, when you get to be our age, it's like that. So there are those moments when we forget. So it's and heck, I even do that with my kids sometimes. I go through all their names. My mother used to do that with all of us kids. My mother would call me my sister sometimes. So it's like look,
Listen,
you get older.
My dad just used to call us assholes just because he would get our names.
Yes.
You know what? You're an asshole. Asshole, come here. Everybody say, yo, here I am. Which one?
Exactly. What's up, John?
No, asshole 1, asshole 2. Which one?
Thanks for tapping in, man. Appreciate you. You're in Hawaii, so what can you say? It may be raining out there, but it's probably some pretty good weather. So there you go. Enjoy yourself. So, but again, thanks for tapping in. Really appreciate you, man. So, all right. So we've done baseball, we've done basketball. Okay, Tom, are you ready for it? We're starting with the NFL. All right, so I'm just going to let me close out the NBA. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with Michael Parsons. Come on, here you go. You've been wanting to talk about this. Starting with the Michael Parsons trade. First of all, what was your thought on the Michael Parsons trade when you first heard it?
What was my thoughts on it?
Yeah, when you first heard it, I don't know how you got it.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I said, "Oh my god, there's no way that they're going to trade this guy. There's no way. There's no possible way you trade your best defensive player." And then, so I said, "Okay, what did you get?" And you didn't get shit for him. You got a bag of chips. You got 2 second-round picks and a player that's been in the league for.
No, they got 2 first-rounders. They got 2 first.
Yes, but they're high.
Yeah, no, they're low. They're low first and high second.
They're going to be in the 27th round, 26th round. I mean, 26, 27.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
So that's what I mean. It's just going to be a high second-round pick if you really look at it.
Dave, what do you mean about Archie? Are you talking about the comics? Are you talking about the TV show All in the Family?
I think he means Archie Manning.
Oh, Arch Manning. Arch Manning yesterday. Very underwhelming. Very, very underwhelming. For quote unquote the potential number 1 if he comes out. You expect more out of him. So like I said, very underwhelming. Both, and to be honest, both offenses were not what I thought, but both defenses played very well yesterday. So, but there you have it. So, but now, going back to Michael Parsons, when I first heard it, I was like, I saw it came on my phone. I looked, I was like, no, this must be a joke, So I was like, it's one of these, Twitter, fake accounts or whatever. And then you started seeing more and more and more. It was like, whoa, wait a minute. They really did trade him. So, and I was like, what are you trading him for? I mean, give the man his money. Jerry Jones. Now look, everybody's killing Jerry Jones. You should have given him the money. And I keep saying the same thing. Jerry Jones is a businessman. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is a business to him. I mean, we don't like it because we're fans. We are invested with our heart and our soul, and sometimes our money in terms of, buying merchandise and buying tickets and everything. And the halftime loves Jerry Jones. So
I do love Jerry Jones. He done screws the pooch, man. Come on. How you not love a guy that fucks up his team?
All I can say is this.
Proves to you your Giants are going to sweep the freaking Dallas Cowboys this year.
We can hope so. But here's the thing, though. Think about it. He spent how much to buy the Cowboys? $265 million. And he's worth over $11 billion right now. You can say what you want about him, but we live in a capitalistic environment. We can say, as sports fans, yes. As you said, he screwed the pooch. Okay. But this man, he can put his hand in his pocket and probably pull out money that'll take care of everything that we all are making.
I ain't saying that. Yes. He can give yes. What is he? $15 billion?
Yeah. So that's why I say that. That's why, when these owners,
you can't put the fuel in that dude's friggin' tanks.
Yeah.
And he's flying around with or driving in his yacht with, or landing his helicopter on his yacht.
Yeah. And you got them young girls wanting to come, and Jerry, and as we get older as men, if we're single, we want them young girls because he got that money. So but I get it as a sports fan. I do understand. So I'm not trying to kibosh that part, but it's when people kill him, I'm like, man, he's laughing at us all the way to the bank, man. He don't give two rats butts about what we think, about he screw up the whatchamacallit. So yes, there's some of the ego where he wants to feel like he built up the championships, but you got Jerry World. Chris Canty said it best when he was with the Cowboys. You're at practice and you got all these people coming by looking at them and going here and there. You're not used to that as a football player. On the practice field, that's your sanctity. You're not worried about any type of distractions, anything else. And you got people walking by, oogling and ogling at you. And, that's Jerry's world. It's about Jerry, but it's about his money. That man's about his money. Micah didn't measure up to Jerry's test. No, Micah just wanted more money than what Jerry wanted to put out. So,
right.
So let's be real. I mean, he ended up $47 million. I mean, as an edge rusher, I mean, I get it. That's the market. The quarterback market is rising. So guess what? The edge rushers, the cornerbacks, and eventually the receivers, the market rises along with the quarterback. So don't get me wrong. I hate the Cowboy, but who knows what this trade will bring? We can only assume it will backfire. No, that's true. That's true. We don't know what Green Bay is going to do. Green Bay could lose Jordan Love and put in a backup quarterback. And then you know what? They're going to end up, in the top 10 in the draft pick. So then it benefits Dallas there. So, there's a lot of what ifs. But if you go by what we think, Green Bay is probably, going to be playing for a championship or competing for a championship. So, so there we go. So, who do you think was the winners out of this trade? Do you think it was Parsons? Do you think it was the Cowboys? Do you think it was Green Bay?
Well, I think it was Green. If you want to look at teams, I think it was Green Bay that won. But Michael Parsons is the real winner.
Cha-ching.
See, Michael Parsons is the real winner out of everybody. And that's the facts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just facts. If you look at it all, if you want to look at teams, Green Bay they're a playoff team. They always knock out Dallas anyway in the playoffs anyway. But now, they're going to move up more into the playoffs. They're going to go up higher in the playoffs. They're all in. They're just all in. You know what I mean? I mean, it was a good move for Green Bay. It didn't cost them much. And you got Michael Parsons, the real winner, Michael Parsons, because he got $47 million. Almost all of it's guaranteed, but I noticed. You know? So
here's I'm gonna give you two winners from this. On Green Bay, Rashawn Gary, the other edge rusher. Because you now have two dynamic edge rushers there with Green Bay.
Oh, he's dancing a jig. Oh, he's dancing a jig. Like, oh, man, I got somebody on the side.
Yes. Now it's like, Rashawn Gary, continue to improve your game. His sack numbers may go up. And guess what that means? His status is going to go up, and his ability to make more money is going to be there. So
and then he's gonna go like this, baby.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Parsons. So yeah, it's gonna be, and two Big Teners at that. One Penn State, one Michigan. So that's there's gonna be competition there between them because they're Big Teners. So but then overall that defense. And here's some other winners. The teams in the NFC East. You don't have to face Micah Parsons twice a year now. You get to go up against him once every 4 years. So there you go. So I'm like, okay. And, loser, we're all going to say is the Dallas Cowboys, so, we can agree to that as fans. Harrison's is going to get paid and probably play.
Michael Parsons can't play. And he gets hurt. To be honest with you.
Here's the thing, though, with that defense and the talent that's around there, you know what? It might lessen because, with the Cowboys, it pretty much really was all about him, and teams were geared into him. So, like I just said, you can't, if you focus on Parsons all the time, Rashawn Gary can eat you alive.
Yes.
That defense can. So now that takes some of the pressure and the possible injuries. Plus, you know what? Maybe they're beating up teams to the point where, he's now not having to be on the field as much. So, but yes, his history shows injury. So I do respect that. So, there you go. And that's fair. Kenny Pickett got more time in the Super Bowl game than Dak and got a I didn't even know. I haven't even checked. I'll go check that out later then. Because I stopped checking on, what happens because I usually get the notification when I get something like that 400, and I'm like, okay, so I'm more focused on trying to improve my content and being a better content creator. So, but I appreciate everyone who supports me. So don't think I don't. I do. I love and appreciate you. So thank you to everyone who has supported me. Jerry Jones deserves a status in Philadelphia outside the lane. Ooh, that would be interesting. A Jerry Jones statue in Philadelphia? I'm talking about his entire. I think Parsons is injury prone, and the Packers will find out when it's time to play a big game. He'll be in street clothes, and no, I can respect that. I do. Jersey fan, I respect what you're saying. Don't think I don't. His history says, he
gets hurt.
He gets hurt, so I understand. It's just that look. Is there going to be an opportune time where he doesn't have to be on the field as much, which lessens the possibility of injuries? That's all, I'm saying there. So, and like I said, I think it impacts the NFC East in terms of, teams don't have to face him as much, but it also impacts Dallas, in terms of, like you said, halftime, you're thinking the Giants are going to sweep the Cowboys. It's been a long time. That New York has been able to do that. So
no, I'm telling you.
So
and I said this from the beginning, even without the Michael Parsons trade. I'm telling you, the Dallas Cowboys are at what, 5 or 6 wins?
Yeah, I think so.
How many wins do you think the Cowboys get, Coach?
About the same as Giants, anywhere from 5 to 7. Somewhere in that range.
I mean, I got the Giants at 8.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I actually just so you don't know, for those you don't know, I actually streamlined. Instead of Coach A Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, it's now Coach Ed Sports. Very simple. Quite a few people said it. The name is too long. People, and I get it, and I appreciate it, and I just they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, this old dog does listen, and I bring the new tricks out. So thank you for noticing. But yeah, that's it. Real simple. Coach Ed Sports. So I'm starting to sound like you're starting to sound like Jerry Jones. All
Hmm.
right, there. So well, if it ain't the biggest Craig Criminal fan,
How you doing, Mike?
ooh, that's a good one. Does he own the Jets too? Okay, yeah. What's up, Arku, man? Thank you, man. Thanks. Yeah, we're live today. I mean, I've been I've been covering a lot of college football games. So, yesterday, I covered the big game, Texas, Ohio State, and LSU and Clemson at night. So, got another one tonight. So, and we talked and we just said we'll do it here because we still want to bring you guys the show. So, next week. I was just looking at the schedule and probably doing a night game. So, we can still be back to our normal time next week. So there you have it. So,
Man, I
that's
should
it.
have
So,
went and bet last night, Coach. I would have been up some serious ducats in
mm-hmm,
college.
mm-hmm. You streaming the Logan Paul match today? Dave is asking you, halftime.
No, I'm not streaming Logan Paul match. Logan Paul sucks.
Oh, RQ, you still have the Lions winning division?
Oh no,
Okay.
no, Arco. Bring it down, buddy. Bring it down.
I'm gonna say this. I want to see how they start. That's the big key because you lost two coordinators. When you lose two coordinators, yes, you have talent. So it's you. I want to see how they start, how they adjust to their new coordinator. If they do, then yes, it's going to be between them and Green Bay. I really do believe that. Minnesota, you still have in a sense, a rookie quarterback in Chicago. New head coach and a second year quarterback who, what, for me, underwhelmed. And I always said when he was coming out, he's not the number one quarterback to me. He has a lot of deficiencies that he needs to work on. So, but again, I can respect, thinking the Lions, but it wouldn't surprise me if Green Bay wins it. So,
I
Nebraska.
got Green Bay actually winning it. I mean, it's just gonna be rough. And I get it. Detroit was hurt all last year, and they came back and in the playoffs. But you got to beat by
Mm-hmm,
Washington.
mm-hmm.
I think Green Bay just got a lot stronger. Like Coach was explaining to you, when you got him in there, when you got Michael Parsons on one side and you got the other guy on the other, they're going to
Mm-hmm.
just feast.
That's the biggest thing. It's that defense. Now, everything I will say this for Green Bay, you're going to need Jordan Love to play at an elite level. You really are. If he doesn't play at an elite level, then yes, they're not going to do well. Jordan Love is key to everything for this team. Because he plays the quarterback position and what he can do. They have the receivers. They have the offense that is over there. So, and
Yep.
now you add to your defense, and you can make it one of the maybe a top five. Someone even said the number one defense, when you add Parsons. So I'm going to wait and see. I'm not going that far, but, if you tell me 5 to 10, somewhere in that range, and your offense is, maybe around five-ish, you have a great opportunity to be competing for the NFC championship. So, and that's what it boils down to. And John, in terms of, Jersey fan, in terms of Nebraska, Matt Rule, great coach. Still needs to continue to develop. There are some things that they keep making mistakes on. Raiola, for me with Raiola, he needs to stop trying to be Patrick Mahomes. I get it that there's some similarities in the looks. He wears the number, cuts his hair, and that's his idol. I get all that. But as an athlete, screw all that. Make your own identity in a sense. He has the talent. So I think this is the year, especially with Matt Rule, because he did it at Temple, he did it at Baylor. Usually in year 3, they ascend to the top of their conference, and that's what you're looking for out of Nebraska. Now it's going to be hard in the Big Ten, because with Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, Oregon, we're trying to see what's happening with Washington. We don't know what's up with Iowa as yet. Is Iowa really going to ascend and take the steps? There's a lot of tough competition. USC, they performed pretty decently yesterday. So I think did they win by 20? I think they won by 20. Let me double check that for you. But yeah, yesterday USC did well. Big Ten. Wisconsin won by 17. Illinois won. Illinois 52-3. Penn State 46-11. Oregon 59-19. Iowa 34-7. USC won 73-13. That's so it's gonna for Nebraska to ascend into the top half. They're going to really need to step up. Do I think they're probably around the Minnesota, the Wisconsin, the Iowa? Yeah, they're probably right around there. But can Rule take the talent, get the talent in there, and develop it? That's going to be the big factor going forward there. So, Joseph, what's up? Halftime. Why does everyone think Parsons is great? Parsons is overrated. He'll disappear in the playoffs. Watch. It's his abilities. That's the one thing that it does. Now he's limited in pass coverage if you do that. There's the argument that you can run at him, but the thing about it though is what he brings to the table is he can create opportunities for other guys to step up their games, and that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, you could talk about the injuries. Okay, he is injury prone, but if he's playing 12 games, like you said, that's 12 games. He's missing 5 games. So that's 12 opportunities to help that defense play at an elite level. So, and it allows other guys to get confidence. So, and that's the thing. And
as much either.
Yeah. And like I said, with him out there, it allows Rashawn Gary is an elite talent. He really is. So you do that, it allows him to wreak havoc on the other side. So now you're focused so much on Parsons, which teams do, and you can move Parsons around. Dallas used to do that. So, but am I saying he's the top defender in the NFL? No, but he's one of them. He's up there. So yeah, he can't cover. He has his issues there, but but sometimes you can also scheme things up where you can give him top side help with a safety over the top where, okay, he's got the help so he can cover enough. And then if you got Gary coming off the other side, you got a blitz. Maybe you got a linebacker coming where Parsons is doing drop coverage. It changes the dynamics of what he can do. So again, Dallas, they just pretty much wanted to use him as a pass rusher. That's all they wanted to do. So, and I'm saying you can mix up the coverage, the abilities, what he can do on the football field. So,
and you can put him in a couple of different places. So.
Yeah. So, I just think that what he's going to bring to the table for Green Bay is really going to help them and elevate their status. But it also is about Jordan Love on the other side. Who you got in the Super Bowl early? You know who he's going to pick. He's going to pick Philly. Stop asking that.
It's Eagles, baby.
Come on. You know he's going to say that.
So Barkley's getting over 2,000 yards is to be the first running back to ever do it. I got it all the way.
Wait a minute. Say that again. He's the first running back to get 2,000 yards.
To back-to-back 2,000 yards.
Oh, back-to-back. Okay. I got you. I'm sorry.
Back-to-back. Come on, Coach.
Back-to-back. Okay. That's all.
You're a little slow today. Get there.
Arku's not saying anything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Parsons can't cover. Okay. But there's a lot of defenders in the NFL that can't cover. So, and I think Parsons is a little bit better than most of them. But again, the expectation, I get it. So here's the other question, though. Okay, because you say Philly is your Super Bowl pick in the NFC. Do you think Green Bay is a Super Bowl contender now with this trade? Contender.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Not
So
saying they are going to go to the Super Bowl. They're a contender.
So in the NFC, who are the contenders? I mean, Philly. I know you're going to say one. You just said Green Bay. Is there anyone else?
You can't. Tampa Bay.
Okay, they're a Super Bowl contender. Okay.
I mean, that's the team that are going to be in the playoffs. So you would say they're Super Bowl contenders, right?
Well, because you could just scrape in, and you're
I
not.
don't think they're going to scrape in. I think they're going to. No. Right now, I think it's
I would say Super Bowl contenders in the NFC: Philadelphia, to be fair.
Okay.
Detroit, Green Bay. Tampa Bay has the easy conference, so it really depends. I mean, your division. So it really depends on what they do there. So if they're 10-7, I'm sorry, they're not a Super Bowl contender. For me, you need to destroy that division, with Atlanta, Carolina, and the Saints. You should at least be 5-1.
They are.
Yeah, if you came away 5-1 in that division, okay, then you know what? You can probably get you another 6-7 wins with the rest of your schedule. So then for me, that would at least put them in the conversation to say, okay, they can contend. Washington, there's something inside me that wonders if they're going to have the sophomore drop, because last year they made it to the conference finals. So, so they did contend. So it's, what do you do? What did you do? Did you do enough to help improve the team, or did you do anything that would hurt your team? Out west, everything with the Rams is contingent on Matt Stafford and his back. If his back it can hold up through the season, then I think they can contend for. Sorry, they did last year. They came to Philly and they played y'all toe to toe.
Yeah.
So there you have it in the NFC. They, to me, are the contenders in the NFC to get to a Super Bowl. So, which is going to be intriguing. And now that we're right there, with the NFL just starting coming Thursday. Who you got winning in the Women's U.S. Open? I follow tennis, but I don't know all the players. So, the only one I really probably am familiar with is what's her name, Osaka from Japan. So I really don't know a lot of the other ones. Like when I was growing up, I mean I knew them. Those women, inside and out. Sharapova, Martina Navratilova, Chris Everett going back in the days. But right now, but Mike, that's a good one. I need to dive into that. So now you got my mind working. Like, Coach, you got to get back into tennis, man. You got to really get back into tennis. And no, it's not because the women wear short skirts. So
yes, it is. Don't lie.
Don't at me with that. No,
don't
it's
lie.
Not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm sorry, Joseph. Packers ain't making the. Whoa. Now
Joseph, that's huge.
That's a big statement right there. They're not making the playoffs.
Hold on. Now, wait a minute. And now Joseph said that.
Mm-hmm.
Who wins that thing from the Michael Parsons trade?
If they don't make
the playoffs,
then Dallas wins. Yes.
Wow, yeah. Joseph, if that really happens, that the Packers do not make the playoffs, then that means, oh God, Dallas wins. Oh. Jerry Jones looks like he's the smartest, oldest man in the world.
Yeah, he will. And that will irk me to no extent.
Yes.
It will hurt because I can't stand Dallas. I can't. That's... I always say, you know what? Blow them out and kick them out of the league, man. Please, just do that for me. It would make me so happy. So, and Jersey fan, I love women's tennis, and Now, when it comes to tennis, I'd rather watch the women over the men. I will admit that. Women's beach volleyball. Uh, uh, no comment. I'm not gonna say anything there. Watching, yeah. I'll watch
volleyball.
Women's volleyball, yeah. Then that's a different story. I ain't gonna lie to you there. I'm not watching to see who wins the match. I can't lie to you there. Then it's like the male hormones start to take over.
I ain't watching that. I ain't watching the big guy on it.
Yeah, so I can't trust Jake. Okay, you lost me,
Man,
Jay.
Joseph, you are right, and they don't make the playoffs, dude. Jerry Jones is like he's the smartest man in the world.
But then, so I was winning it. Look, you know what? I'm a single man. If I had a woman, different ball game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a single man, so you know what? And I always tell women if I go, I'm like, look, I'm single, so we can go out on a date. We adults, but you know what? Don't think you might be the only one. I ain't lying to you. So, but until she put a ring on my finger, let me stop. I'm single, so like you guys can't. Now, Arku, I cannot stand Dallas.
I can't stand Dallas. I hate Dallas.
Yeah. Arku, it's and here's the thing, Arku. My dad's a Steelers fan. I'm a Giants fan. My brother after me, directly right after me, he is the Cowboys fan. My sister is a Washington fan, and my other brother is an Eagles fan. So we were going at it. We were going at it. So, and my brother after me used to talk a lot of trash, and his biggest Cowboy that he loves is Tony Dorsett. So, and I respect Tony Dorsett, but I used to always tell him, but Tony Dorsett runs like a little girl. And when he's about ready to get hit, he wants to run out of bounds. He needs to take his little pink panties off and come back and play some football. So and we used to go back and forth at it. So, I just can't stand the Cowboys. I just can't. You can't trust love. I hate the Cowboys, but you can't trust love. Again, that's why I said everything, Joseph. I did say everything is contingent upon love stepping his game up. I secretly watch women's tennis and. All right, Mike. You that's the winner right there. That's the winner right there. Whoa. Oh, yeah, Arku, all over the NFC East and back in the days and the funny thing is back in the days, my dad, when he would hear us arguing, he's like, yeah, but none of y'all are Steelers fans anymore, right? He's like, but how many all he say, how many Super Bowls do we have? And it was just like, oh gosh. So, my dad would shut us all down back in the day. So now as an older person where I understand things, it's like, I always tell my dad, y'all may have 6 Super Bowls, but remember the Giants, because pro football, remember you said it, pro football goes all the way back to the 20s. The Giants have 8 championships. So who really runs the NFC East? So, and I my dad always says, okay, you got me on that one. So, but yeah, we're all over the place, and I just can't stand the Cowboys. Halftime, who do you hate most, the Mets or the Braves?
I hate the Braves more even the Mets. I will shoo the Mets. I hate fucking the Braves. They always they got our number, and they always punch us in the face. We lost a lot because of the Braves and in back in the day. So,
yeah, I can understand that. Me, it's always like, Boston.
It's like the Yankees and the Boston.
Yeah, you wanna know what? I put the Mets on the same status as Boston.
Oh,
the Mets
really?
Are because remember I'm in New York, so it's always I'm arguing with Mets fans, and that's really what it stems from. Because I have to be honest. Back in '86, did I want them with Doc Gooden and Darryl Strawberry? Did I want them to win? Yes, I did, because they represented New York. But As I've gotten older, a lot of and that's really where it stems from. That's where a lot of my disdain for certain teams, because a lot of it is certain fans. It's some of your fans are just, man, y'all need to shut up, man. Get out of my face, man. Leave me alone. So can't stand the cheaters. I can respect that, Arku. So what's good? What's up, Lou? Thanks for tapping in, man.
What's up,
Appreciate
Lou?
you. So I chat with my former high school teacher, and he's the Astros fan. Okay.
I can't. Don't get me wrong. I can't stand the Astros either. They cheated and nothing happened to them. How is it that nobody gets in trouble for cheating?
Yeah, Green Bay has the most at 13. Chicago is second with 9. But yes, and there you go. That's another reason why I cannot stand the Cowboys fans. And some fans, because there are fans who argue with me, well, it's Super Bowl, it's Super Bowl, it's Super Bowl. Remember, it's the merger. So what are you saying? That people before that, then football it was obsolete? It didn't exist. So it's like, if you look at the Hall of Fame, you go to the Hall of Fame, you see people from the 1920s, 30s, 40s. There's people in the Hall of Fame before the merger. So, we need to stop that and honor and respect the history of football. And if you do that, then it changes the whole dynamic. It's not just about Super Bowls. It's about football, period. So yeah, inside the Rangers division. Yeah, that's the reason. No, I understand where you're coming from. And good one, Mike. Yeah, that is a good one. So, Dallas fans, a lot of them don't think football started until 1967. I mean, that's a great year, 1967. Don't get me wrong, but it's football was well before I was even born. So, so even before my dad was born. So, it's been around for over 100 years. So, so there you have it. So, let's see, we hit on, okay, here we go. The trade. So in the NFL, how excited are you for the start of the season? What are some of your expectations? Well, I already know what your expectations are for your team. So, and the league, but no, let's talk about it though. So first of all, how excited are you for the start of the season?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited even for Thursday. And no Eagles fan wanted this, except me. I'm like, dude, I want the Eagles to go against the Dallas Cowboys to hold up that flag, hold up the championship with them right there, and they had to watch us. Celebrate the Super Bowl, boom, right here in Philly, and they got to deal with our asses. And now they just traded their best defensive player. And time to whoop their ass. I can't wait for football, baby. Can't wait.
There's only one good thing about Dallas, I will say, okay, is that they're part of the NFC East. And the NFC East is the only division where every team actually has at least 2 Super Bowl wins.
Yep.
So there's no other division in the NFL that even come close to that. So Dallas, we'll take your 5 Super Bowls for the NFC East, which is part of that. But don't forget, Dallas, you're 5-3 in Super Bowl wins, which is a 666 win percentage. The Giants actually have the best Super Bowl win percentage at 80%, 4-1. So there you go. So, but yeah, I wanted to touch on this. Yeah, there you go. And there's one thing that I always tell people, and they laugh at me, but without Rutgers, you don't have football. You don't even have pro football, because it was about college football first before the pro football. So there you have it. So little football history for you guys. So
I just can't wait for football, man.
You hope Jerry is right. Okay. Hey, first tailgate. Yeah, exactly. Right there in New Brunswick. I if you go to College Avenue, in the back of the barn, there's actually, it's now a parking lot, but they have the plaque there that shows you this is the actual spot that they played the actual first football game, right there in New Brunswick. So go to New Brunswick, New Jersey. You can catch the train there, come downstairs, and go right up to College Avenue, walk down to the bar, and it's about a little 5-10 minute walk. On your left, there's the barn, the old basketball stadium, and in the back, the parking lot. It's a big parking lot. You'll see it. And there it is. So that's where football all began. Football began here in Jersey. Y'all remember that. So Jerry Jones Netflix propaganda special was overshadowed completely by his stupidity with Parsons. Now they get to watch us raise another banner. Well, we'll see if you raise another banner. So,
we are raising the banner. Come Thursday,
we will see. No, you not. The only banner you may be raising is David Banner. So there you go. So
we going back to back, Coach. We going back to back
Super Bowls. I'm gonna say this.
Back Super Bowls. We're gonna have 3. We're going for a third one. I will say
so. I will say this for Philly: if you get the 3, at least you're 500 in Super Bowls. Your 500 win percentage.
Hey, we won 2 Super Bowls where they called it the Super Bowl. They had to change the goddamn name. And we won back to back.
NFL championships. That's NFL championships.
Y'all had to change the name because you had a brain fart and named it the Super Bowl.
We ain't changed no names, damn it. They changed the name because of the merger. Remember, and even the first Super Bowl was not even called Super Bowl.
We won 2, damn. We won it back to back, damn it. Before they changed it.
But you're trying to catch us. We got 4.
We will.
And don't forget about this. Here's the other thing. You want to really go there? We've won it in every decade when you think about it. The 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and the 10s. Now we got to win. So we have another 4 years to say the 2020s. But hey, we've won very well.
We'll catches. We gonna catches. You know
you can't catch. You trying to catch us.
Saquon Barkley's going for 2,000 yards, and you're just gonna have to deal with getting rid of him.
Congratulations. But when you get to dynasties championships, when it comes to Super Bowl,
we're gonna be there. Okay, be there, man. It takes us a little bit.
Talk. Nico Harrison trading Luka.
It takes us a little bit.
Okay, you got Cooper Flag, Mike. I watched some of that college football 150 series that ESPN. It was very interesting. Yes, it was very interesting. So and I'll always. This is why I love college football, though. I just do. I actually prefer college football over the NFL. Go ahead and hate me. I watch college football. If you got the Giants and Rutgers playing at the same time, you know what? I'm watching Rutgers. If you got the Giants and my college, who I played for, a Division III school playing, I'm watching my college. That's how much I love college football.
Right now. Let's get your team ain't good right now.
No, it's always been like that. It's always. I'm telling you, seriously, it's always been like that.
I do know people that prefer college football over the NFL. I could never understand it, but yes.
Well, here's the thing. For me, I'm only speaking for me. There's a different level of excitement of watching college football, going to the game, because number one, even high school football, you have the student section, which brings a certain level of energy to the game. Now, if you're talking about in terms of the play, of course, the NFL players, they're professional. They hone that. College students, high school students, they're still students. Say what you want. They're getting paid now in college, yes. But they only are allowed a certain amount of times to practice and be in meetings. So they're not able to hone their skill set the way they do in the NFL. So, that's why I also appreciate that, because I know what it's like. You only got 20 hours during the week to basically practice and have your meetings, but then you got to go to class, study hall, you got to be in the library, you got to write term papers, you got to prepare for tests, and then, it's college kids, 18, 19, 20, you also want to socialize. We get that. But, when you get the business aspect of it down, there's a lot of pressure on them. You got to do well in school. Otherwise you can't play your sport. So, to me, like I said, that's why my appreciation for college football is so different. You got the bands there. Every team in the NFL don't even have a daggone cheerleading or dance performance team. Giants, when you're gonna step up to the plate,
Right.
So, but you at least have a cheerleading team, a dance performance team. You have it all in college. I'm sorry, it's just a different atmosphere and a feeling for the game. So, and again, you're literally right out of high school trying to grow even more. So, like I said, my love for college football just stems a whole lot more than the NFL. It just does. Heck, I never even
I know
wanted
a
to
lot of
coach in the
people like
NFL.
that. And they try to get me to watch the football, college football, and I just don't like. I don't like I don't
Mhm.
can't stand how the penalties are. Penalties drive me crazy. If the guy falls down on his own, he's down.
But that's if you want to be technical, the NFL is the only one that plays different rules. Youth football, high school football, college football, you
I
go
know
down, you're down.
younger ones do it, but
You forget college kids, they're literally right out of high school. They're 18 to 22-year-olds. So they're not even you can't even legally drink until you're 21.
right.
So it's like, they're not adults fully.
They're not
I get
adults.
it.
I get it.
I get
And
it.
I don't like
It's just,
I don't like the one hand, like if you're going out of bounds and you got 1 foot in,
mm-hmm. It's a catch.
and that's all that matters is the 1 foot. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was grew up on, you got 2 feet in. So
That's the pros.
you know
Yes.
what I mean? So
Look,
maybe
I
it's
get
because of
it. The hash mark,
I'm
the
used to
hash mark,
rules and all.
the hash
Well,
mark in
he's
the
out
NFL.
because he didn't get that foot in.
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of different rule changes. I get it. Look, here's one that most people don't realize. The college football is actually bigger than the NFL football.
No, it is.
So it's like now
They
they have
they make more money than the NFL.
because there's more teams. So yes, you're
Well,
right.
I mean, like in a stadium, if you sell the stadium out,
Well, yes, 100.
because the stadium holds way more.
Yeah, some college stadiums, not all, not all.
No,
I'm
but
going to be honest with
like
you.
the big
Yeah,
stadiums, the big
yes.
guys, the Big Ten, and all
But
them.
I think the Big Ten has women: Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Nebraska, USC are the only ones that can hold over 100,000. I can't remember. I don't think
Yeah,
there's anyone else.
100,000 people in a stadium
Let me say
drinking.
SEC, Georgia, LSU, Alabama, Tennessee. So yeah, I mean, at least half the teams that half the numbers in the NFL of the teams in the NFL, basically. So out of 32 teams, 16. So yeah, you probably have half of that have over 100,000. So yeah, the opportunity to make. But I will say this: well, it depends on the game. For the most part, college tickets are cheaper than the NFL.
They're
They
cheaper.
definitely are.
They're
So
cheaper.
I mean, oh yes, there were times I could spend $40 on one ticket on. I'm sorry, back in the day, $40 on 2 tickets to go see Rutgers play.
Oh,
So now I think it's now $50 a ticket. So, but you're spending $100. So, and on top of that, if you know what you're doing, you can catch a shuttle bus over to the stadium. So you're not even paying for parking. Well, where I lived at, I could just walk to the stadium. So, and even parking is not overly expensive, So yeah, the NFL is more. Don't get me wrong. So, but college is getting there. I will say that. No, I meant raising the banner Thursday. We raised the banner Thursday. Let me get back to the chat. I don't know. The draft lottery is rigged. Yeah, coach. I had a lot of workshop classes in Ed in the barn. We had when we had a break, we would go to that spot. Very chilling. Yes, yes. And New Brunswick is a lot of eateries downtown too. So like I said, I miss that area. So Fenway was a very chilling place. just being in that stadium and who actually played there. Definitively, I will say the one thing that I like about, well, not like, but I appreciate is the big green wall. That's something that's history. And I'm glad they didn't take that away. You keep that there. So, catching the ball off of that. So I like both. I mean, I can appreciate them. I'm just saying, if I rank it, it's college first, then the pros. I do like the pros. I'm not saying I hate the pros. I do. I like the pros. It's just that when it comes to college football, I like college football. And look, let's be honest. I played college football. That's that's one of the big. That's my first time of also playing organized football. I didn't play youth football. I didn't play high school. I wasn't able to there. I played in college. So, and I appreciate, the struggle, I mean, coming in the door, really not knowing how to, even getting as a defensive lineman, how to get into a proper 3-point stance. They had to train me and teach me. And then basically by game 4, I ended up taking the senior starting spot because I was progressing. So the struggle, the fight, plus learning, and, I mean, heck, I have to be honest, man. When I started playing football, I was partying a lot. I wasn't going to class, I'd be in the back of class with my sunglasses on, up against the wall, sleeping, because last night I was out there partying, drinking beer, and eating pizza. So, and chasing the girls. I will admit it. So, but I appreciate both. So, but and you know what? I respect everyone else who does too. And if you prefer the pro game over the college game, that's fine. I respect that right. I really do. So. I'm with you about the rule that they should have a touchdown to make them down, but I get it. The rules confuse people. I get it. And everybody wants one standard set of rules.
Yes.
I do. But I will say this: go look at it. Matter of fact, go look at a high school football field.
I know. Back in when I was in high school, there's rules different than the NFL, and it was and then yes, you're right, because if you look at the age of the kid, they just went to college. He just got out of high school, so now he's going to college. You can't change the rules on him.
Here's the adjustment. Let me touch on this, Lou. Okay, that's a great argument. First of all. But I'll say this, and this is why I say it's not fair. You graduate high school at 18, you can go work if the job will accept you.
Right.
If pro basketball or pro sports, you're getting paid, you should allow them. Now, football, the argument is a lot of 18-year-olds are not physically mature as yet, and I get that. That's why I've always said the NFL is not going to do it, but what the NFL really needs to do is set up their own farm system, draft these kids and send them there for a couple of years, develop them, and then bring them up to the NFL. That's what you need to really do. True.
Yeah,
Same
but
thing with
I don't like is the kid that just gets out of high school. He's not ready to talk to the media. He's not ready to talk to a billion-dollar owner and know how respectfully to talk to him.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's why you build a minor league system and let them go there and you teach them public relations, so on and so forth. Because I agree with you. They're not mentally mature to handle the rigors of being a pro athlete. I get where you're coming from. But I'm also saying this. You can't make that same argument when a kid comes out of high school and goes to work. Now, a lot of them, some will go to college because that's how they also develop and mature. And I get it, but they still have the right to come out, if they want to be a mechanic. Okay. Right. If they know how to be a mechanic, they can go get hired by a mechanic. Now, you might want to go to a trade school to fine tune, but if you have a dad who has, family member who has a mechanic, auto mechanic shop, you might go work there. I've known plenty of kids coming out of high school who've done that and done well, and now they're millionaires based off of their hard work. So what I'm saying is when you create rules that says, well, you can't come work for us until you're 21, then that's not fair because other industries allow that. What you need to do is set up a system that you can bring these kids in, develop them before you bring them to the big leagues. I'm with that. Baseball does it right. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, baseball, what you can do, you can come to the big leagues out of high school. But also, if you decide to commit to college, you have to stay in baseball college for 3 years before you can get drafted into the pros.
Yeah.
That's why I like baseball's rules. But they can bring you in and they'll put you in the minor leagues to develop you. Think about it. Derek Jeter didn't come up to the Yankees until he was, 20, 21? Ken Griffey Jr. didn't come up until he was 19 or 20. So they went to the minor leagues first. And that's what I'm getting at. Set up a system. Some of these pro industries, they don't want to do it because they think it costs too much money. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. It'll be more economic. But, in a sense where college is doing the work for you, it is cheaper in that regard. I don't understand. Again, there you go. The biggest problem is Penn State is far away and we don't have a big program in the city of Philadelphia. Yes, you do. You actually have a Big Ten program who's literally an hour away, hour and 15 minutes away from Philly. Y'all just don't want to accept it, but that's Rutgers.
Right.
Rutgers is in the Big Ten, but because Rutgers isn't winning at the top and all this and that, but you build up Rutgers the right way, which Coach Shiano is doing, I'm telling you right now, and I always tell people Rutgers is in the right market because they got New York and they got Philly, and their recruiting base could really grow when they do it right. So sorry when you say you don't have anything close. Well, you got you got Rutgers, which is in the Big Ten also. So that's the difference. NFL makes more total calls if the NFL makes more total calls if TV, but the NCAA makes more than any other pro sport in America besides the NFL. Yes, because the TV contract
they make more than college. Yes,
the TV contract, yeah, because and most people want to see the NFL. I get it. Me, I'd rather watch the college game. Like I'm telling you, I've been in heaven these past few days because I'm sitting watching the college games. I got my phone out. I'm looking at every conference. I'm looking at the Sun Belt, the Conference USA, the Big Ten, the SEC.
I picked every coach. I said that I don't know college football. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over there like, dude, I didn't make my bets. I'm mad at myself. I wanted to beat myself up. I was like, what the frig? I picked everybody right. My paper I get, like when I go and I got my chicken scratch down who I want to make my bets with.
I think you asked me too.
I had them all.
Yeah, you asked me too. Wait a minute, let me double check. You had texted me because you had said about college football. Where is it? Yeah, because I said there's only 2 games today, which is Virginia Tech and South Carolina and North Carolina. In Miami. And I think
that's I think 6 teams right. I was like, and everybody else like, how did this team win? I'm like, against Tennessee. I'm like, dude, bam, baby. I was like, and I'm like, I just was so mad at myself yesterday over it.
Halftime, you're going up on that one rule, even in high school. Yeah, I know it's different. It's different. NFL makes 12 to 14 billion and 10 to 12. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's the point, Lou. But you have more teams in college football to get to that 10 to 12, where the NFL is 32 teams. So that's why I understand where halftime is coming from. So, but again, and college sports also has more sports because you have men's and women's basketball, and then the money that you pay out also goes into your Olympic sports, whether it's track and field, whether it's baseball. They're getting some of that $20.5 million that the schools are now getting. So, I don't mind the rule change. I like it. I like both. I appreciate. Yeah, again, it depends on who you are and what you like. So, me, I'm like I said, college football. Going to the college game and just watching the students sometimes, and plus it brings back memories for me. It does, man. It really does. It's just,
I know what the college,
18, 19 years
all my life. Because I was always in construction all my life.
Yeah. See, yeah, it's different. Your life experiences influence, what you appreciate. So that's why I can respect. Somebody says they prefer pro sports. Cool, you're
I'll be
right.
honest with you, like my boss,
Dead and injuries.
he's an Alabama fan,
Mm.
and like, yo, I'm that guy that likes to push people's buttons. Piss him off. He's only an Alabama fan because his kids go there.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
So now he's in Alabama. I'm like, yo, this dude didn't even like Alabama until his kids started going there. Right? So now, yesterday, I was teasing him. I said, yo, you might want to tap on that fucking coach's shoulder and say, you are playing a football game. Boy, he's like, shut up. Just shut the hell up, boy. I'll come over there and kick your ass. I said, this is going to be like this all year long. Let me know now so I can make my bets.
Jersey. I played very competitive slow pitch, traveling all over the country. I tell you this, it's played in Montgomery and the state shuts down. Look, I will say this. I played minor league semi-pro football. If you had told me when I first got into it, I would have traveled almost pretty much half this country based off of that. I would have looked at you and like, you out of your mind. Every state on the Atlantic coast, doesn't matter, you name it, Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New York, Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, North and South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, played a game, at least one game in every state there. I've probably been there. Minnesota. I haven't been to the Dakotas. I haven't been to Idaho. Been to Washington, not Oregon. California, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, Ohio, Michigan. It's like, look, I traveled playing that, and that's the thing that I love about sports. It allows you to do that, So, and I know there's slow pitch baseball programs that, you know what, you get to do that also. Even flag football. I played in competitive flag leagues, and in the state of New Jersey, the team I was on, we were number 4 in the state. We won our division, our conference 3 years in a row. One loss over 3 years, so that tells you how good we were. And we played in the Florida championship level, and we were number 7 nationally. So I understand about these type of environments. That's why I love sports, man. It's not just about the pros, man. It really isn't. It's so much more. We had a day off, went to a high school game, and oh yeah, when you get down south, football, they shut cities down there. They shut it down. So that if I was contemplating leaving Jersey, I'm not leaving Jersey. I'm a Jersey boy. I'm not leaving Jersey. But if I did, yeah, it would be the southeastern area because their way of appreciating football, even at the high school level, is the way it's supposed to be. I love it. The NBA has a developmental league. Is it really a developmental league? Or they just really. I don't know. So I agree with that viewpoint, but now they can get paid, but it's just but the NBA also had a backbone. It hurts the product.
I do agree with the college kids making money now, and they're allowed to make money because it's their name on the back of the jersey. Even though some of them don't put the name on the back of the jersey, it's their name. They're watching them kids, you're not watching just because it's Alabama or Texas or whatever. No, you're watching these young kids. And they deserve this money.
Yep.
And I always thought they should have been paid. And I'm glad they are getting paid.
Look, halftime, I'm with you. I remember when Rutgers back in 2006 was doing their thing, and everywhere you went, it was either a 27 or a 23 jersey. And I was like, and these guys are not getting any of that money. Yeah, they're getting an education. Okay, they're getting an education, but what these schools are making millions of dollars off of this merchandising, and your education back then is probably $100,000, if that.
Yeah, but
So
they're already getting that from our taxes.
no, I'm talking about scholarships. No, the
No,
scholarships.
some scholarships we had the taxpayer has to pay for some scholarships in a certain way. I don't know exactly how
No.
it goes, but I know it is.
Well, technically, I get where you come because it comes from the federal government. A lot of
Yeah,
it, the
the federal
yeah,
government.
the
So it's
scholarships.
your taxes. You
But
stop betting. Every college friggin' campus would cry.
it's also donations too, because you have programs
Yes, they got
that
donations.
contribute. Yeah,
Yes.
so yes, you're right in that regard. There is state contributions along with the private institutions. So
But if you stop that, then
yeah, you're
there would
right. A
be
lot of kids.
there would be a lot of downfall in colleges.
Oh yes, but it would also impact our our communities as a whole because there's
Yes.
a lot of kids who get it. Think about it. There are kids who go play sports and they know that they're not making it to the pros because you got 1% that make it to the pros. So where
Yes.
all the other kids are going? They're going to work. So they're getting an education, which now they can turn around and give back to their community by working and paying taxes and so many other things. So yes,
Right.
I'm with you. So for every Kobe, you get 100 guys that watch out and they get exploited. Guys like Josh Zion, rich and not mature and exploited by people around them. True, but that's also a product of your environment. Because I know
Yep.
kids, I know Jay Williams, kid who played for the Chicago Bulls and got hurt, and his career was over. From my hometown, the Plainfield. Um, his family made sure that he was well vetted, knew exactly educationally what to do, and went to Duke a couple of years. But the kid now makes money because he uses this, and he
Yeah.
got the foundational part by going to college. So that's some of the things we lose sight of. There are kids who go to college, and you know what? They goof off because they know they're going to the pros. So
Right.
that first semester, they're not in class. They're really not. Or they just do whatever to
Yeah,
get
you could
by.
be on a goddamn computer at your
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. So I mean, but but you're right. There are those who get exploited, but I don't think every kid is exploited. That's what I'm getting at. So,
Right.
but yeah, even Kobe struggling. I think LeBron was because I remember him coming out because he had the what is it the Hummer coming out of high school and
Yeah.
everybody's like but his mom signed off on it. So and it's just like people look at that and but he was mature. He handled himself
No,
accordingly.
he
So
was mature, but there's just like I say, there's just some kids that are not ready, that are not mature enough to what you call it.
oh, that was halftime. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, exactly different in baseball. You guys are great today. I appreciate, all the conversation and the contribution. You could say the same thing with 18 and who went to war and come back and you know what? Great argument. You're
That
right,
is a good
Mike.
argument.
That is a
I
good
wasn't even
argument.
looking at it like that, Mike.
Yeah, you can go to war, but you can't come
You
back and
can't
have a
have a
beer.
beer.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
you can get it
true.
if you're in the army. You go across seas. You're allowed to have a beer.
Mm-mm.
They don't have
Mm-mm.
that damn. They don't have like a big
Mm-mm.
age limit when you're in war.
The military does not allow that. If you're underage, they still follow American laws,
Oh,
even if
really?
they're international. Yes.
Oh, really?
Now let me say this. Let me say this. Are there kids who are doing their thing under the table? Yes. Yes, they are. Now, I'm not
Well,
delusional
they know
enough
how
to
to get
think.
around it.
Yeah,
You know
but
how to get
they don't
around shit.
legally with that. So overseas, as the academy says, they guide their young players. They just have to people trying to make money off of them. Yeah, true, true, true. So man, I've been the same coach. I've been in heaven watching. Yes, man. Believe you me. And I got tonight. I'm doing the Miami and Notre Dame. The Catholic versus the convict. That's old school for a lot of you guys. That
Man,
was back in the 80s and
I
the
was gonna
90s.
make them bets.
So
I didn't
true.
know which one to do. I just held on. I was like, you know what? I'll get it next week.
Yeah, Temple is D1. They're what's called a mid tier in the FCS. They're not a Power Four conference, so They're in the American Conference. So, but they have the opportunity. So, what's up, Blaze, man? Time to adjust your jocks. Yeah. Nah, yeah, no, they don't wear that anymore, man. They don't know anything about that. If you play flag, did you ever hear of a team called the Tri-Gems out of Hamilton? No, I haven't done flag in years, man. When I played, it was the Raiders. We started out as the Roughnecks, and then we changed to the Central Jersey Buffaloes. We played out of Bayonne. There were teams. Yeah, the Raiders played out of South Brunswick. There were a couple teams down in South Jersey, but most of them were in the Philly area. So, yeah, I never heard of this team that tried gems, but I'll research them. I research them. So, Coach, did you know Halftime has a high school basketball record?
Yeah, getting fucking kicked out of the game.
Oh, kicked out of the game. Okay, no, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm
No,
glad.
I ain't got no record. I got kicked out of the game.
Yeah,
I'm good at getting kicked out of the game.
Most personal fouls in the high school history, in basketball history. So there you go. Yeah, turns life around. He struggled with addiction too. There you go. So, so there you go. You guys make some great contribution. I agree. College athletes should be paid. The student works at the cafeteria. And exactly, Blaze. That's the whole point. It's like, sometimes with these athletes, they're like, oh, because you're playing and you're getting a free scholarship. But, I mean, don't forget, there are students who, they're getting scholarships and they also were working for the university and they were getting part of grant monies for their contributions there. That's why it was just like, for me, it's like that's exploiting the athletes. The universities were exploiting them. So I'm a big fan of the Phillies kick team, but there you go. Army regs don't allow that. Exactly. So I got a lot of Hummers and love you, Blaze. You know how to really spark it up. Yeah, Georgia did win yesterday, so I'll tell you what their score was. Hold on 1 second. So to me, I said, Georgia's in first place again in the SEC. It was just a matter of time because they're Georgia, but because Alabama lost, which was a big loss, and Texas lost. So SEC. Tennessee beat Syracuse. Southern Miss beat Mississippi State beat Southern Miss. Kentucky barely beat Toledo. Georgia beat Marshall 45-7. Ooh, Arkansas beat up on Alabama A&M 52-7. Okay. So Florida, Florida beat the living bajunka junk out of LIU 55-0.
Dude, that was one of my picks, Coach. Oh man,
I was happy, yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
I was like, I should have betted. I had the paper and I just crumbled it up, throw it away. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, Mike, that was a good 30 for 30, man. It took you back to the days, man. Eagles kicked the Cowboys' butts. Yeah, there you go. We'll see. We'll see about them. As I used to say to my brother, yeah, the Beagles, yeah, they're all right, man. The Beagles are all right. So, but that's also because he used to call my team the midgets. So it's like, man, yeah. Even a lot of my players who used to play for me, they walk around saying that the midgets. So, and a lot of them were Cowboys fans. Phillies on Sunday Night Baseball tonight too. I think I may make hot dogs. Oh, Phillies! I didn't know that they were Sunday Night Baseball tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck to them. So, what are your expectations for other teams in the league? Now, I know what you think about the Eagles. So, for example, what are your expectations of Washington?
I think the Washington is going to be a good team. I think they'll be right behind the Eagles, getting over like 10 wins. I got the Eagles having like 14 to 13 wins. I have the Commanders around 11 or 12. I got you guys around 8. And I got the Dallas Cowboys by 6.
Okay.
So, like, one day I'm going to really want to watch. I like the Denver Broncos.
What is it about Denver that you're liking?
I like their defense, and I like Bo Nix. That kid.
I will say I have been wrong about Bo Nix because coming out of college, I didn't, because when he was at Auburn, I didn't like his game, and then he went to Oregon. So I was just like, there were just some things about his game that I didn't appreciate as
Right.
much. But you know what? He's in the right system with the right coach who's coaching him
Right.
up and
Put
making him
him
a
in.
better quarterback. So now I do see the skill set and the tools that he has. So
But
it's
he
just
also
like with the
got the
Giants
players
and
around him too.
exactly. So it's just like quarterbacks who come out of a Lane Kiffin offense. They haven't done well. They
Right.
really haven't. So that's why it's like I question Jackson Dart, but now I see his skill set. And as long as you get the right coaching to take to nurture and develop the skill set, then okay, you're right. So it's just that a lot of college systems, it takes players a long time. And in today's day and age, everybody wants the quarterback to play right away. Where I'm old school. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think quarterbacks should sit at least 2 years. You
Yes.
know, if you want to say a year, okay, I'll give you a year, but 2 years, that's how I grew up seeing, and I
But then
saw a
that's how
lot
I
of,
grew up too.
yeah, you saw quarterbacks develop and become elite. I'm talking about truly elite.
Yes.
It's different now, and you get a lot of the flame outs. I mean, you
Like
know,
Aaron Rodgers, Jordan
mm-hmm,
Love, they sat a
mm-hmm,
while.
mm-hmm,
You might want to say they sat a little bit too long because they had 4 years, but then again,
mm-hmm.
the person that's behind them, in front of them, is that goddamn good.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you know what? You need a guy to sit in front of him, even if he's the young stud is better than the veteran. But sometimes you need the veteran to get beat up so the young stud sees what's going on and he learns. So
Right.
people say, oh, the best way to learn is to play to a certain extent.
Yes,
Some
hands
people
on.
just, for example, all right, there's different ways of learning. Some people are visual, some people are auditory. Me, I'm a reader. Let me read first because then I can process it in my mind. Then I can go to visual learning or hands-on learning. But I need to put it in my brain so that way my brain can process the information. And that's why, sometimes sitting is the best thing to learn before you're able to go out there. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't know what the hell to do with that talent, fellas, you've been with that girl and she expecting you because but if you don't know what the hell to do, she gonna look at you like, get the heck out of here. I'm sorry, I know it's a little rough for some people, but we all understand what I'm talking about. That's why I said that. So what's up, Mitch? Thanks, man, for tapping in. Nothing but love and respect for you. Always appreciate you. So we got to talk later because next week, Michigan, Oklahoma. You and I might need to cover that. So we're gonna talk later. So I'm gonna hit you later. So but
I got
yeah,
another team that I think is
mhm.
going to go down.
Ooh,
And
okay.
I think a lot of people are going to disagree with me.
Okay.
I think the Houston Texans.
When you say go down, do you mean that you don't think they're gonna make the playoffs?
If they make the playoffs, it's the skin of their teeth.
Okay.
So
That's
it's
fair.
like they're on the outs of not making the playoffs.
Well, I'm going to say this because I understand what you're saying, and it's not like I haven't heard that before. But my question to you is, if they don't make the playoffs, who's making the playoffs of that division? Because you're talking about Indianapolis, you're talking about the Titans, and you're talking about Jacksonville. So if the Texans don't make it, which one of those three are making it?
I think it's going to be the Colts. And I
What?
know everybody going to sit there and say, yo, the Colts just don't even know what quarterback they got. But I think Jackson, Tennessee's going to lose a lot of games.
Yo, bro, what you smoking? You got to be smoking something, man. The Colts?
You think Houston's just going to go outright and just win every game? How many games you
They
guys
have the best chance out of that division to win the division. Now, I'm with you on probably being one and done in the playoffs. I'm not going to argue that. That I can see, but to the
I'm not
Colts.
hold on, and I'm not saying it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly in that division. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Okay.
It's going to be horrible.
Okay.
This division is going to be, but hey, maybe Houston's going to make me look like I'm fucking wrong. I mean, but I just think Houston is. I think they're going down. Now they might make the playoffs, but they're going to barely make it the skin of their teeth.
Okay, we got to dive into this one, man. We got to dive into this one. So, let me bring up teams. No, I don't want team stats. I want
we got to dive into this one. This boy fucking
teams, and I want the Colts first. I'm going to bring up the Colts. Let me share with you guys. Oops, I think we lost halftime. Okay, there you go.
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
No, you good. You good. I'm in the process of bringing up the Okay, so here we are, and I'm looking for their schedule.
You got the Tennessee Titans. They might.
Titans are going to be better than most people think, but I don't think they're ready right now. Now, here's the schedule for the Colts. Week 1, Baltimore. Week 2, Green Bay.
Yep.
Now, this is the Colts.
Yeah.
Week 3 at the Bengals. Oh, no, that's preseason. I'm sorry, that's preseason. Week 1, Miami. Week 2, Denver.
They're going to beat Miami.
Okay, you can give them that. Week 2, Denver.
They lose to Denver.
Week 3 at Tennessee.
They win.
At the Rams.
They win.
The Rams?
Yeah.
In LA.
I think Rams are overrated.
Ooh, okay. The Raiders.
The Raiders, and nobody really knows who they are. I must say they're going to win.
Cardinals.
They lose.
At the Chargers.
They win. Chargers are frauds.
Hosting the Titans.
They already played the Titans, right? Once.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to lose.
At Pittsburgh.
Win.
Hosting Atlanta.
Win.
At Kansas City.
They'll lose that one.
Hosting Houston.
Win.
At Jacksonville.
Win.
At Seattle.
Win.
Hosting the
San
49ers.
Fran sucks. Win.
Okay. It's based on what you're saying. I understand why you say that, but I'm totally against you on that.
I know you're against me. Everybody's going to be against me on this. I'm just saying. I am just saying.
Oops,
that look at Houston's schedule.
Wait a minute, because I'm going to go back over what I think. Okay. The Dolphins, I'm with you because they're hosting. I think they can beat the Dolphins. The Broncos, I think they're going to lose.
And I
said the Titans, I think they're going to lose because they're traveling to them, and the Titans are going to be better because we broke down the Titans, and they have some talent on their team.
Right.
The Rams, I don't think they're going to beat the Rams. The Raiders, I'm with you. I think you don't know what you're supposed to do. We don't know. The Cardinals, I think they will lose to the Cardinals. I think they will lose to the Chargers. You said they're going to win that.
Why
Titans,
do you have them losing to the Chargers?
You said you have them losing to the Chargers.
No, I got them winning the Chargers.
Oh, I'm sorry, winning the Chargers. Okay.
And you got them losing. How do you?
Yeah, I got them losing. I have them losing. They're going to beat the Titans. They're going to lose to the Steelers. The Falcons, I think that's a toss-up. But I'll give them the Falcons. Lose to Kansas City. They'll win. They're going to lose to the Texans. They'll lose to the Jaguars. They'll lose to the Seahawks. They probably might win because we don't know about Frisco's yet because of the injuries. They'll win to Jacksonville. And then they'll lose to the Titans. So I don't have them winning a lot of games there. So
you got them losing to Jacksonville.
yep.
What record do you have Jacksonville?
Well, I have them splitting with Jacksonville. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
because it's a division game. So
I just had them just beating outright Jacksonville.
Okay, you have them winning.
And I got Houston losing.
Okay, so now
let's
look at Houston.
It's going to be by one game. We're talking one goddamn game.
I know
That's
what
what
you're
we're really talking about.
I think the Colts are not as good as you're giving them credit. Cowboys and cornerback Deron Bland agreed to a contract extension. Okay, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo. You wouldn't sign Michael Parsons, but you'll sign him to an extension.
Exactly. All right, so
your best defensive player, you let him go. You're freaking morons, Dallas.
Texans schedule, and let's see this preseason regular one at the Rams. I think they're going to lose. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm with you. Lost.
Tampa Bay.
Lost.
They're going to beat Tampa Bay because they're hosting them.
They're losing Tampa Bay.
No, they're beating them. It's a Monday night too. They're going to beat them.
Definitely Monday night. Definitely going to lose.
They'll beat the Jaguars.
They're 0-1 right now.
They're beating the Titans.
Okay.
They're losing to Baltimore.
Yep.
I'll give them the Seattle game. I'm going to give them that.
I'm going to say Seattle beats them.
Okay. I think San Francisco, they'll lose. They'll beat San Francisco.
I do think they might. That one's going to be a close one, but I think they'll beat San Francisco.
Denver is going to beat them.
Yep.
They're going to beat the Jags.
Yep.
Beat the Titans here.
No, they're going to win.
I think they're going to beat Buffalo here. Thursday night prime game. I think they're going to beat them.
No way. I got Buffalo.
So, Indianapolis, I think they're going to beat They're going to beat Indianapolis both times. They're going to lose to Kansas City.
Yep.
They're going to beat Arizona and the Raiders.
Wins.
So, and they will lose to the Chargers and again beat the.
Who do you have with the Raiders?
I think they're going to beat the Raiders.
Okay, I got them beating the Raiders.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got them at 12 wins right now.
I got them at 9, I think, right?
You got them at 9. So
I think I got them at 9 because I had them losing. I think I got them at 9 wins.
What's up, Cameron? Thanks for tapping in.
To me, I mean,
yeah, I get you.
I'm probably wrong.
No.
I'm just saying their schedule is harder than the Colts schedule. They got to play Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, because of their record last year. No, I got you. They got to
play the Ravens. The Colts don't have to play the Ravens.
And they got to play Kansas City. So I'm with you there. I'm with you. I get it.
Kansas City.
So I think out of those 3 games, they win one of those games.
Right.
They're still good enough to win one.
And I'm only off by 1.
Yeah.
You
got them about 9. I got them at 12.
10. I got 9.
Yeah. So no, I got them at 12 wins. You got them at 9 wins.
12?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because you have them freaking sweeping Tennessee and sweeping Jacksonville.
I think they're going to win all the games in their division.
Oh.
When did the Phillies play today halftime? I think
it's at 6 something.
What's up, Rafael El Capitan Rafael El Fucho? What's up, man?
1 second, I'll look that up.
And here's a diehard Raiders fan. So we were just talking about your Raiders playing the Colts and the Texans. So there you go. So okay, you're looking up
the Phillies playing at 7.
Yeah. Okay. So
tonight.
Any other expectations? For example, who do you think is going to win the AFC conference title to go to the Super Bowl?
Oh, wow. Now that's a good question. That is a good question. Give me a minute. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, there's Sunday Night Baseball.
Oh God, what am I doing? I'm looking something up right now.
Actually, about who's winning the AFC to go to the Super Bowl.
On the AFC side, I am, and a lot of people are going to freaking tell me I'm crazy again. I'm going Buffalo.
Okay, it's not crazy.
I got Denver in the damn mix, but I think it's going to be Buffalo. I think they get over the hump and they go to the Super Bowl this year.
Okay. So you have Buffalo and Philadelphia.
Spit his water out of me.
Nah,
this motherfucker's crazy today.
No, halftime. I can respect the Buffalo call. If you said Buffalo, Ravens, or Kansas City, honestly, I can respect any of those three. I really can.
That's the only three that I see. Do I have Denver in the playoffs? Yes. But I don't think they're there yet. I know I ain't got freaking Cincinnati in there.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati, their defense is atrocious, man. You can have all the offense you want, but their defense is going to cause them not to win games. So there you have it. So that's interesting though. So Buffalo and the Eagles. So so
that's the one I got, but I mean, don't get me wrong, it could be Baltimore, but that's going to be a close one too.
I do think it's Baltimore. I think Baltimore. Lamar is eager to prove that.
Yeah, I can't knock that one.
Yeah, because most people are killing him because MVP, but no Super Bowl play. Well, he has a good offense over there, good defense. So if things go right, and you're going to play.
Look what he did. You look what Baltimore did in the the draft and the free agency. Their defense is stacked.
Yes,
they might have the. Remember when the Buffalo went back 4 times in a row? They might have that defense. Now that's the reason why the Buffalo back in the day went to 4 straight Super Bowls as a defense like what the Baltimore Ravens have. It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be really good.
Yes, it is. So, I'm there, and I'm gonna be honest. Everything depends on Jordan Love. If Jordan Love plays at a high level caliber as a quarterback, it's going to come down to Philly and Green Bay.
I think he's going to come down to Philly and Green Bay too.
Now, here's the outlier though. Matthew Stafford could throw a wrench in the whole thing because if his back is fine, LA has that teams that they can compete with both of those teams.
Yeah, but I think and that's why I don't have the Rams that high because of him.
Because of his back. I get it. And I understand that.
I got his back blown out and he done.
Yeah. Now he's that one, and you could probably make the argument for either Washington or Tampa Bay, one of those two. So
I like Tampa Bay, man. Tampa Bay, you really messed up.
Blaze, Blaze, get on the link and get in here. You got to talk that one. You got to get in here. Come on, join us with that one, man. Come on in with that one.
Blaze, they are throwing things I'm smoking something. What are you on?
I look. Pittsburgh's my second team. I will be honest with you.
I like Pittsburgh.
I really do. My dad's a Steelers. I grew up with the Steelers in the 70s. I could tell back in the days. I could tell you who was getting the football for most part. So I knew the Steelers inside and out until I saw the Giants play the Steelers, and now I'm like, oh, Jersey has an NFL team, so I'm going with the Giants. 12-year-old kids. What do you think? So, but Aaron Rodgers is the key to that team. Now if he can, is he more the quarter? Well, you know what? He did throw for I think 3,800 yards last year with the Jets.
Yes.
Hey, it's in the hard. It's in the hardcore.
Wide receivers they got. If you want to be honest, look at the wide receivers they got. They got DK Metcalf.
Hold on, Blaze. I'll send it to you. Don't worry about it. I got you. Please.
I mean, DK Metcalf, they just went there.
Mm-hmm.
What's that rookie's running back that they got in from college? I really like that dude. I'm bad with names. I'm fucking horrible.
Hold on. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm looking at Blazes. What happened to his?
You would know more about rookie. You would know about the college kids than I do, but I really like them.
Yeah, wait a minute. I'm gonna do it here. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right, send it to you now, Blaze. Check your Twitter DMs. I just sent it there. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Rookie running back, Pittsburgh. What is Sham saying? Oh, so the Nassus is signed with the Bucks. So, okay, my brother, what's going on, man? All right, let's talk about your Steelers, man.
Blaze full of shit.
I know you love the shirt. I got to represent Tribe Called Quest.
Respect. Yes.
So, I mean, I'm just being a fanboy here for that. I mean, if you're the fan of your team, you gotta hope they're gonna win as much as they can. You know, I'm hoping if I mean, let's. I know Halftime hates numbers, but last year Rodgers had better numbers than your MVP, Josh Allen. He had more yards and more touchdowns. So it's like, I mean, that's neither here nor there. He's playing for a shitty team, but people don't realize he can still do it. Now, the key is the offensive line. If they don't give him time to throw, he's screwed. He's going to be hurt in 2 weeks. But if they give him, and these young offensive line are looking a lot better. So if the line is solid and Caleb Johnson, the running back from Iowa, him and Jalen Warren, we got lightning and thunder. If they can work that. They didn't show it a lot in preseason, but they're going to run 4 tight end sets. They have, that big, huge guy from. They got 4 tight ends, man, and they did run some sets. I heard them talking behind the scenes on a podcast. They did run some 4 tight end sets, which means in a running situation, that's kind of like our own tush push. When you got 7 linemen, 8 linemen, 9 linemen, and 1 running back, and it's neither here nor there. I'd love to see them do well, but it's such a big question because it all lies on, does Rodgers still have it? Will he be protected? The defense.
Got wide receivers for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Now Robert Woods, Bobby Trees, he didn't work out. They cut him. He didn't. He's on the practice squad. But Roman Wilson, Scotty Miller, they have a lot of good slot receivers that can do well.
They got DK Metcalf.
And Metcalf, I was hoping they would get an Amari Cooper or somebody else to be a decoy for a DK, like another big on the wing. But they didn't do that. Yeah, I was hoping. Throw some money at McLaurin before he got signed. That would have been phenomenal. But you have 2 tight ends where you can throw the ball up to them in the end zone, as well as DK. So you put those guys out there, that gives Rodgers a lot of weapons. I think, and some people may disagree, I think he has more weapons here than he did in New York last year.
Yeah, he did. He does.
Oh, he does. Yes.
And Roman Wilson, if he can come into what he might be, he could be that number 2 and that decoy for DK. But it's such a big question mark. The defense, I look at the defense on paper. I know Ramsey, these guys are older, Slay, they're older. If we had Slay and Ramsey 6 years ago, that's insane. But you got Joey Porter, you got Elliott, you got a lot of, we finally have D-backs, because the biggest falter of the Steelers the last 5 years is people are passing all over us.
Right.
So now we got not prime lockdown cornerbacks, but 2 lockdown. We've never had that. We had Woodson, or we had 1 or 2. We never had both that can be locked down, and that could shut down a lot of these big high octane offenses like Kansas City, like Baltimore, and some of the other ones. I don't know. Just to go back to the thing I said earlier about college athletes being paid, the end of that comment, I threw in something which a lot of people don't really think of, and people can shit on me because of this. I said the librarian, the cafeteria workers, they get minimum wage. Pay all the athletes minimum wage. Plus, so that means the volleyball players, the tennis players, they all get minimum wage. They're working. Because if you count practices, workout sessions, that's a full-time schedule. If they have enough money to pay these kids millions, and this isn't the perfect answer, there's no perfect answer. I'd say pay them like they do the cafeteria and the librarian worker, minimum wage. Then performance bonuses. So you got to earn it. You don't go to a class and just get handed a B. Well, some athletes do, but you got to earn the grade, right? So I think college, you're still a kid. That's the problem. We're throwing millions at them. Let them earn the money and learn the value of that dollar first. Then they get, and then the big names, the Mannings and the big name people, they get all the local endorsements. They get Jim Bob's car dealership and, Missy's flower shop. And then you're advertising local businesses, putting money back into the community for that college city. So, I think right now they went too far, and now to draw it back is going to be really hard because, hey, college A, I'm going to give you $3 million if you come over here after next year. Now you're going to get minimum wage. Maybe that would try to distract portal jumps as much. You're only getting minimum wage.
They would say minimum wage. They'll say bite freaking dust.
Well, like Coach said earlier, you're already getting 30, 40, 50,000 for your education. I know they're not going to say that, but only the really good players would make more money. Right now, this kid's coming in. He's going to make $5 million without taking a snap or hitting a ball or throwing a pitch.
Yep.
I know professional sports isn't performance based; it's potential based. Yeah, meetings and everything. They are full-time schedules. So I think if you pay them, if it started out this way, it would have worked. Pay them all minimum wage. They get performance bonuses at the end of the year. Each college can dictate whatever they want. They're already given millions, so divvy it up. Oh, you made the bowl game. You were the MVP. You get extra couple thousand here, extra couple thousand there. Then they value the dollar more. They got to earn that money to get it, and they got to go out and get endorsements if they want really, really more money. So make them work for it. Right now, we're just handing kids money based on what they did in high school against a bunch of kids who will never play college.
You're right into some respects. Like right now, each college institution gets $20.5 million to distribute to all the programs. It's not now. Yes, some of the bigger names kids are going to get more money. So, but if you break it down, the percentages say it's really not that many. You're probably going to have one, maybe two kids that are going to get a couple $1 million. Everyone else will probably get a few $1,000s, and that even goes into like women's gymnastics, golf. All those other programs, because now you got to take $20.5 million. Is it going to increase over the years? Yes. Yeah. And they're also taking control of the NIL initiatives because those were also separate. So, for example, if you had Joe Bob who has an NIL initiative and he distributes to the certain players, now the school is taking control of that also. So now there's other NIL initiatives. So yes, you're right. And the NIL, for those who don't know, is name, image, and likeness. So that's your bonus that you're talking about. That's earning it. So now the school controls that. So if we're selling your jersey and you're making XYZ, or we have a deal with the local car dealership, you go and do a commercial. Now you're earning it. So yes, you're right. They do have. It's not perfect. They need to refine, the NCAA needs to refine, eventually.
It'll be tough to do that now because now you got to backtrack. That's like asking the NBA and Major League to cut their games in half to make the games more meaningful. It's never going to happen. Backtracking now with this money for these kids is going to be really tough, but I hope they make adjustments.
What's going to happen?
Put their foot down like, no. I'm not taking less money.
No.
But I mean, as much as I hate it, if I'm a kid and I'm at college 1 and I didn't get to play as much and college B's like, hey, $3 million, I'm going.
Yeah.
Right.
Given that, because you never know that career-ending injury comes, and you made $4 million in college. You set your family up for a good while.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. If you go to college B and you don't perform well, then go back home and they're going to offer you $5 million. I'm going again.
Now, to your backtracking that you're saying, that's where you have to watch what the Big Ten and the SEC do, because if they start bringing in a couple more colleges, because there's still talk right now that North Carolina and Virginia are wanted by both conferences. And if they do that, let's just say they get to 24 apiece, they also may break away from the NCAA and start their own thing, which would mean that they could start fresh to what you were saying. And I think that's what's going to happen, because like one of the big factors, like the SEC just went to 9 games. So you're meeting the Big Ten in terms of conference games, which is one of the big stipulations. So that's telling me on the outside, okay, something's coming. Something's coming within the next, 4 or 5 years, that it would not surprise me to see the SEC and the Big Ten, because everybody wants to see those games and the TV money is going to go there. It's going to go there. The main part that we're getting right now is going to go there. And if you have 2014, that's 48 teams there, and they're getting $10 billion. Think about, bless you. Think about what these kids are going to be gaining financially from. So I'm with you there. So
it needs fixed. I hope it's quicker. I know they signed contracts for years, but to get back to the NFL, here's my take. And I watched the morning show today too, and I'm seeing the same thing everywhere. Everyone's picking the same teams: Eagles, Ravens, Bills. I mean, that Casey, that's like I wanted to tell those guys this morning, hey, I want to play poker with you guys, because there ain't no guessing, there ain't no reaching. Every year, and I said this on Pick and Roll a lot too long ago. Which team that made the playoffs last year is going to suck? Which team that sucked last year is going to be good and make the playoffs? It pretty much happens almost every year. There's not as much parity, but it's going to happen, whether it's an injury or a star is born. There's going to be a team. Maybe you guys are talking about the Colts, the Giants, the Titans. They suck. What if Cam Wharton is that guy? What if Danny Dimes is now Indiana Jones? He does a lot better in Indy. What if the Giants, Russell doesn't do it, and here comes Dart and he blows up? You never know which team is going to be better than they were last year, a lot better. And same thing with a team to fall off. What if Kansas City continues to fall and they suck this year? Could happen. They got stars, but they're all aging. They showed weaknesses last year. They're still one of the best teams. I mean, I'm not saying but there's always a team to come out of nowhere, and there's always a team that was great that sucks the next year. It's the Eagles this year. They're going to be 7-10. They suck. They're going to lose to the Cowboys in the first game. They're all on their high horse. They're saying they're going to lose to the Cowboys with the banner hanging above.
Yeah, okay,
Blake. I will say this.
Hey, you guys better not lose to the Cowboys.
I will say this. I will say this. The team that that was good last year that may fall off, honestly, I hope they don't have that sophomore jinx. It's Washington.
Yeah.
Because they came to your point, they came out of nowhere. Everybody thought they were going to be at the bottom last year.
2 years ago. Houston came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and they
Houston came out of
a little bit.
nowhere. So and if you want to be technical, another one who could, come out of nowhere, as much as I hate their defense, it's actually Atlanta. Because now Atlanta is one that I'm like, I think they're going to be bad, but it would not surprise me if they just play just midline in terms of defense, maybe slow. Their offense is set up, as long as Michael Penix plays through the year, that it could become a prolific offense.
I always say you look at teams that have big coaching changes or big star changes. If Penix blows up, that team changes.
Exactly.
It changes a lot. If Drake May, as much as I hate the Patriots, if he comes into play, they got solid defense. The Patriots could be a lot better than they were last year. The Browns will suck. The Browns might not win a game. They always beat the Steelers once. I hate to say it, but they're going to beat us in Cleveland probably. It's just it is what it is. Same thing with the Ravens. So it's like
the Steelers going to be good, and then they get.
That was me just finding a way. That was me finding a way on the show. I knew if I put that up. But I said the Steelers 8-9 last year, and if they were better, good. This year, I don't put them that much ahead. 9-8 or 10-7 is the best I see, unless the anomaly happens.
Steelers did. I like that. Who's that rookie running back, you guys?
Caleb Johnson from Iowa. And don't forget Jalen Warren, because he finally gets his try, too, to play a little more, because there's no Najee over him. So it's like there's so many teams. The Raiders could be surprisingly good.
Yeah, you don't know.
They could have the rookie of the year. They got a new coach, new system. As long as the quarterback doesn't. Here's the thing. I look at quarterbacks this way, especially with Rodgers. He doesn't have to throw for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. All he has to do is get protected and not make big mistakes. That's it. If you don't turn the ball over and you have protection, he can be successful.
And he's back with Pete Carroll. You have what you call it as the running back. Look what happened. See, You look at Boise. See, that's the thing. Boise State was ranked number 25, and they went down to South Florida and got blown out. So that's already telling you how important this running back was to them last year, and he's that good. So yes, can he do it with the Seahawks? And can they block up front to give him the creases to be an explosive runner in the NFL? And because there is a lot of change going on in Seattle. So
the Bears could be a surprise. Caleb Williams throwing a little better.
Yeah.
Baylor's could be a little
like Caleb Williams, but
but he has tons of weapons and a decent defense.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's going to be on two things for Chicago. It's going to be on Williams, and it's going to be on a new head coach.
Yeah.
But you have a rookie head coach who, that concerns me. But yeah, they've loaded up on talent.
They did.
I mean, they gave him everything he can do. It's do or die for Caleb this year. If he doesn't do it, they'll probably move on from him because they've loaded everything up. But if they can't do it, then they got a new coach in there. He wants to prove himself. It's a lot.
So,
but I look for that parity. A lot of people are like, if you take the easy way out, you got a full house in your hand and you're not raising. It's like. You got to gamble out there a little bit. There's always going to be a team to come out of nowhere and a team to suck. It was good last year. It's the Eagles. They're going to suck this year. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You guys are on your high horse. You're going to lose twice to the Cowboys, twice to the Giants. Once.
Yeah, right. That's what we're going to lose.
I'm going to say I don't wish this on you. I don't wish this on the kid. I don't wish this on the kid. But you better hope you don't have to deal with what we Giants fan had to deal with Barkley. Well, because he has all the talent in the world. Yep. But the biggest thing with, like some were talking about, prior histories with injury. He's always been injured. Last year he went the full season with no injury. So it's always a knee and hamstring or something.
Did go pick up the running back from Green Bay.
Yeah. But he's not a bell cow.
He's Barkley.
AJ Dillon?
Got hurt. We have another guy that can get you 1,000 yards rushing.
Well, here's the thing. He's more of a third down.
He had 800 yards rushing last year.
No, you're right. With that the thing is the Eagles' offensive line is what gets you the key. Because if he's not getting hit, that's going to carry you. Yeah, so
you got one of the best offensive lines you always.
I have to worry about is my offensive line staying healthy,
and that's big too. And I hate to say this because I don't like to because you can't control injuries. But if Hurts or Barkley goes down, your whole team changes.
Yes,
right,
completely. Right. And AJ Brown and Devontae Smith are amazing. But who else do you got? Who else are you going to throw the ball to?
They really don't have
that dude ain't. He's a third stringer, but that's who's that slot guy? Who's the slot guy? Who's the third? Who's the other receiver? If you go four wide,
the guy
not as deep as they think they are.
The guy that we got from Washington.
Oh, the Penn State guy that never panned out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But he also scored in the Super Bowl, baby.
Well, Kenny Pickett also took a snap to win the Super Bowl.
No, Kenny Pickett won the damn Super Bowl. You should be saying that, you blaze.
He took the snap to win the Super Bowl.
Kenny Pickett did.
All right. Yo, I like that. I like that. Thanks, Blaze. Man, great contribution.
You guys are right. But it happens.
Well, that goes for any team. Any
team, though. If you're not healthy,
Jahan Dotson. That's
Jahan Dotson. Yeah. So
speaking of Penn State, we are number one, baby.
No, you're not.
You're
not. I'm telling you, Ohio State is going to be number one. No.
They can have
they beat number one.
1 week.
That's what usually happens. Now look, you're talking about, you're talking about the AP and the coaches poll.
Yeah, that's all I want. No, whichever one Penn State's first, I'm picking that one. I only want them for a week before they blow it late in the season and lose the.
No, more than likely. I said, I do. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if Penn State is number one because both teams, Texas and Ohio State, offensively, they did not look very good.
Ohio State didn't kill Texas.
No.
They didn't beat them bad. They barely, 14-7. That was a sloppy game. It didn't look like
it was. But now on the other side is are their defenses that good? Because both teams last year were number 1 and number 2 in terms of defense in the NCAA. So is it just that their defenses are that good in the offense? You also had new quarterbacks in a sense. Arch Manning, his third start, first on the road, and then you had a young quarterback starting for Ohio State. So
yeah, people are dogging them.
Yeah, so
I won't judge someone off of one game. I won't.
But
like
Florida
State, look what they did. Yes, it's amazing what they did.
Here's the thing, though. College football, remember, they have no preseason. So you rate everything and you judge everything on week 1 to week 2. What type of increase or an improvement did you see with the teams, whether they lost or whether they were good and they just got by? How much better are they going to be? So, that's the thing with college football that, I look at there. So, Texas started slow, Arku. So I mean,
people are crapping on Arch Manning now, but it's one game.
So much money on that goddamn game.
I told you halftime. You didn't bet, but if you would have bet it, it would have been the odds.
They would have lost. They would have lost. Dude, I had me a freaking list. I'm like, all right, this is what I'm betting. By the time I'm watching all the games, you son of a bitch.
Here's the thing yesterday with Texas and Ohio State. The way that game was built up for it to be the way, but again, I also looked at it as it was more of a defensive fight than it was about the offenses. So, but everybody else was expecting this shootout and all this and that, But and I said it also with Smith the year before when they played in the semifinals. Texas only allowed him 1 reception for 3 yards. Yesterday, I think he was 6 for 66, if I'm not mistaken, or something to that effect. And I was watching that game. UT was moving down the field with their running game. They were moved, but they didn't close. See, the thing is, when you got scoring opportunities, and then right down in that 4th and inches at that goal line was a big trend there. That was a big thing that they stopped, and there were several turnover on downs that defense did. So when I say the offenses weren't productive, first and foremost, we talked about the quarterbacks. We talked about the quarterbacks, and that's the biggest thing. So, and the quarterbacks did not produce. So, I
love these big games early in the season. It's like bowl games right off the bat.
Yes,
you talk about Catholics and convicts. I remember that from back in the day too.
Yes, and that's the other thing that I loved about yesterday and this week. You have 3 games where teams in the top 10 are playing each other.
That's great. So that's the way to kick off a season.
Yes, that kicks off the season. It amps it up, and then Monday you have Bill Belichick kicking it off with North Carolina taking on TCU. So it's like, oh wow.
Let me ask you this with the Bill Belichick thing, because this fascinates me. I think this could be the beginning of a change in hierarchy in college football that could help. Like, teams are now getting general managers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem. I kind of like that. I like more of a hierarchy. Like, maybe even down the line, I know this will never happen because NCAA and everything, but maybe if they did have a commissioner and they had a hierarchy running college football and giving it a little more, hey, it's going to be this way, instead of, your conference does this and your conference does that, and you can jump to this conference and you don't even have a damn conference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what you guys' take on that. I'm mixed about it. I'm not one or the other, but I'm starting to see more GMs. These guys are, players are coming back to be a GM. That helps. And if there was a commissioner and maybe a whole set of a hierarchy in college football, what do you guys think?
Okay. The commissioner aspect, really, the commissioner is just, not the commissioner, the GM really is working under the head coach. The head coach is the program in college football, period. Case closed.
But he can side by side. This guy can do a little of the stuff that the coach
does. He can do the stuff that helps the head coach. Yes,
exactly.
He can take the pressure off of him. Yes. The commissioner aspect, because the first thing is, if you do a commissioner, to what level? Because remember, you have the FBS, the FCS, Division II, Division III, NAIA. So is this commissioner over all of them? That's a lot of teams.
It would be one for each. If you're going to solidify, I'm like a general identification of this is this group, Division I. Maybe Division I only gets the commissioner. If Division II wants one, or FCS, like, it would have to be like, it's now the slippery slope.
The commissioner if the FBS, remember, there's 136, 37 or 38 teams. So that's a lot still for any commissioner
Well, that's
to
what I'm saying, a
regulate.
hierarchy where there would be a commissioner, but he would have like 4 right-hand mans, like a council. Not just one person, have a council, a hierarchy where they have someone to answer to. Right now, they got no one to answer.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. That's
You know
why,
what I mean? Like maybe 5 or 6 council members.
but here's the thing, Blaze, because of you have to watch what happens with, I said it earlier, the Big Ten and the SEC. They know they're the power brokers. They know it. And if they can grab more teams and then break away, they don't need to worry about the commissioner stuff, because
this stuff probably wouldn't be able to happen until we get down to, hey, there's only 4 conferences now, and everybody's in a conference. And that's the only time this might even work. So you're right. Right now, it wouldn't work at all. But down the line, if we have Big Ten, SEC, independent,
if you do that, you got to bring in the bowl games, all that other stuff, the traditions of the bowl games. So because you're going to lose that, so it's like
I would keep that, but just I don't know, just some kind of evolution
that would work. I think they would have
because remember the bowl games are aligned with conferences. So, if you got a small conference, they might be with the Sun Belt and the Conference USA. Yeah. So, but most people don't care about that. But
like
here's
I said,
the thing.
Plus, if you have a commissioner and he's from the SEC, guess who he's going to
Exactly. So it's like,
or if he's an Ohio State guy, the Big Ten. So that's why I said a commission.
Here's the big picture, though.
Council.
Here's the big thing. What do most fans want to watch? Those big broker teams. They're not going to care about the smaller. So yes, you're right. So, if you get a big commissioner to handle everything, you do have that, which is supposed to be the president of the NCAA, but it's all the rules and regulations. What they need to do is refine that, because they have so many rules and regulations. Like
before this would even be considered.
Don't forget, there was a time, Blaze, this. There was a time where you couldn't even get kids peanut butter or butter to put on toast.
Yeah,
it's like, that's so stupid.
I'm back in the magazines. I remember before college basketball. I don't know if you remember what a Street and Smith is.
Yes.
Street and Smith was the Bible of college basketball.
Yep.
You had every team, every conference, every coach, every player, their history, and you had everything. And Street and Smith was my Bible every year. And it's like, I just want an evolution in there you go. I want an evolution in college sports to try to help some of that stuff. That's all. There's no immediate fix. And you know who screws it up? Notre Dame. Notre Dame been screwing it up because they don't want to. I mean, they got the money. I don't blame them for why they do it. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, if they would have joined a conference, we might be down to 4 conferences right now.
Yes, we all know that. But if Notre Dame has their own TV money that they don't have to share with a conference,
no reason. Yeah, they have no reason.
I'm like, capitalism.
Notre Dame.
It's capitalism at its best. Look,
I know. So I hate Notre Dame as a Penn State fan, but when I lived in Elkhart, Indiana, I was 15 minutes from Notre Dame, and I may have told this story before, but Notre Dame campus is the most beautiful campus I've ever been on. There ain't one piece of garbage anywhere on the ground. Everything's manicured perfectly. I mean, and then the grotto, Touchdown Jesus, and all that stuff that's there is just, it's so emotional to walk around. It's a beautiful place. People were nice. The basketball games were pretty brutal because they have a parking lot with like 20 basketball hoops with lights. So it'd be till 10 o'clock. They'd be balling. So we would get in my car. We get like 12 of us, go to Notre Dame in the parking lot right outside the stadium. They had 20 hoops. And yes, there was like 6 or 7 where to C players and D players. I wanted to be on the A court. And it was tough to get on that A court.
Leaf, what's up, man? How are you doing? Thanks for tapping in, bro. Yeah, that
magazine, all the money.
Phil Steele, man. I he's one of my resources with college sports. I'm not surprised. There's so much money in I mean,
it's so beautiful. Like, I hate the college sports, but I fell in love with the atmosphere there.
So, all right, I have a question of the day. So,
and I got to get rolling. I got a fantasy draft in about an hour.
Okay,
right in my basement.
My fantasy draft.
Did you take all the Eagles?
No, I don't take a lot of the Eagles. I'm not a big.
I'm the same way because I'm going to cheer for my team anyway.
If I take my Eagles, I jinx them. So
I know Coach ain't about the fantasy football.
Yeah,
it's all right.
I mean, I don't begrudge anybody. Y'all are doing into it. Do you? So
to me, normally, here's why I love it. Number one, I love to be a coach. So like I pick my team. I get to select who I think is going to blow up or whatever. Number two, normally I wouldn't care about a Tennessee Titan Jacksonville game. I wouldn't give two shits. I'm a football fan. I'd love it. But now I can be more invested because I might have Cam Ward or a running back or somebody.
I get you.
That's what I do. Plus, of anything, it's camaraderie. These are my boys. These are my friends from college and high school. I get to hang out with and shit on them when they lose and make fun of them. And so it's more about the camaraderie than it is the sport for me. It's not about money. So what's the question of the day?
It says success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. That's by Winston Churchill. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. I agree. You do it every day. I think you gotta get from medical. It could be a medical reason. It could be anything.
I think you learn more
downhill, and
I think you learn more from losing. I think you can become a better person being able to handle. It's weird because, and I'm gonna get a little prophetic here, because I read a little book in the morning every day, and it's about humility today. And they say, and this doesn't go very far in sports because you need that ego and that confidence, but those who exalt themselves will be humbled. Those who are humbled will be exalted. So I believe in humility. So failure humbles you. Like if you go through high school, college, kid, and you've never lost a game, you're going to have a God complex. You're going to think you're unbeatable a little more. If you've been beat down or like even like I was a really good player in basketball, but when I was on a team with a bunch of shit players, we were terrible. I could not carry a team. That's another one too. So I think failures lead you to more success. I think you got to learn how to lose to be able to understand how to win the right way.
Exactly, but that's like it's so prophetic when you think about sports. I mean, because you're failing. The greatest, one of the greatest, Michael Jordan. I failed, which is why I succeed. And it's like and that's why I saw this, and that's the first thing I said. Michael Jordan. I said that was Michael Jordan, and I was just like, yeah, you're right. I mean, and you said it. We learn from our failures. It makes us humble, but it also it ignites the hunger in us to do better, to grow as a person, whatever industry you're in life. So
and the most important part of this statement to me is with no loss of enthusiasm. Now that's the toughest part. It sucks to lose. No one wants to lose. No, it hurts, especially when you might have been the player that did something wrong and cost your team. That's where when you lose, that's where the team aspect for me comes in. Your boys lift you up. We'll get them next time. So to lose is you can lose, and it's easy to be beat down. It's with no loss of enthusiasm. You have to learn how to lose and learn from that loss to come back and how much better is it to win after you've lost?
Yes.
Let's use let's leave halftime's Eagles. 2 years ago, the end of the Eagles season, you collapsed. 4 or 5 losses in the playoffs. Boom. It's easy to give up at that point. And a lot of you Philly fans did. You wanted to fire the GM, the coach, and all that shit. No, but that's neither here. What my point is,
I'll still fire them motherfuckers.
But what they did at that point, instead of sobbing and maybe dump a bunch of people, or people say tank or rebuild, no, they just retooled just enough to win it all the next year. And that's losing without loss of enthusiasm. That's failure and without loss of enthusiasm. Snap back, show that you can endure and overcome depression, anxiety that comes with losing over and over and over. It's a very good. I love this saying because and I tell everybody, I do my little video game with the wrestling, right? People make their own characters and send them in, and when they lose, they get so upset. And I'm like, in private, I'm like, listen, I get it. It's just a fucking game, it's it's here to bring people together. And again, if you hate losing, that means you're invested in what you're doing.
Yes.
If it gets right here and you're like, I hate to lose, I want to smack something because I lost. That's passion. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you just succumb to that, That's your loss of enthusiasm. You can't lose that enthusiasm. You can't lose the enthusiasm just because you lost. There you
that's to me, when you lose your enthusiasm, you're in a sense giving up on your life.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing, because look, we all fell. Look, I mean, think about us, most of us as little babies. You're crawling, then you stand up, try to walk, you fall down, but you get back up. But you fall back down, but you still get mommy, daddy's, come on, you got it, come on. But you're getting up. So, and that's
I hate to get biblical again, but there was a guy who was carrying a very heavy load and fell a couple times. And he had to get back up. And it's all about getting back up and enduring. I didn't get the answer last week. You had a question. Last week you had a question about like the Walk of Fame, like who you would put on that. I didn't get the answer because I was busy. And I didn't want to say mom and dad because that's an easy question. I just want to answer from last week. My first basketball coach, I would put him on the Walk of Fame because he instilled me the basics of the game, how to lose the game. It goes back into this comment. He showed me how to lose. He showed me how to overcome losing. He showed me how to be a teammate. He lifted me up when I was down. He helped me through hard times, and even personally, outside of the game, he was there for me. So that is a coach, the best type of coach you can ever have, that teaches you how to lose, that shows you the basics, and is there for you when you're down and help you bring up. So my first basketball coach, he was the man. And I still call him coach to this day.
There you go. And that's a great contributor, to, overcoming failures, because as coaches, Blaze, so we bring kids in, you recruit them, and you make them feel like, I'm wanted, and you get them in the camp. And what do? You tear them down. Why? Because you're going to build them up. They have to understand failure. They have to understand how to overcome it. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing. So, I hear
you, Mike Green. And everybody suffers with something. Everyone has their burdens. They have their own cross to bear. It's, can you get over it and not give up? Like Mike Green says here, you got to get through it, no matter what you deal with every day. And this is what I love to do on this platform. I love talking about sports, but when we have an audience and I can give a positive message to someone, and maybe they might change their ways a little bit, that's what I want to do here. So that Mike Green speaks volumes, because you didn't sit there and go, I got social anxiety every day and it sucks. No, you said, I got social anxiety, but I get through it.
Yeah. We all do. Growing up, look, I've always been the biggest and fattest, and people used to make fun of me. But what do I do now? What do I say now? I'm the sexiest fat man you'll ever know. And people are like, why do you? I say, first of all, if you knew me back in the day and you look at me now, I'm like, yeah, you did get fat. It's the truth. What's the matter with the truth?
Adversity, man. Adversity. Yes. They say pressure creates diamonds.
Yes.
You gotta have that pressure. You gotta be beat down to be carried up. It's big. Like, look, and that's what happens when one person says it. You're gonna be surprised how many other people deal with similar things. But here's what I want to say to everybody in the chat: no matter what you're dealing with, there's someone out there dealing with a lot worse.
Yes.
And that's what you got to remind yourself mentally, that yes, it sucks right now, but it could be worse. I can talk, I can see, I can hear, I can walk. A lot of people can't. So count your blessings and your life will be a little better. You'll be happier, even though you're dealing with bullshit every day.
I love when coach came up with this one. I'm like,
I get off my soapbox here. I was preaching for a little bit there. I mean, but we have the platform. We should. And Coach, you do it on your streams. Halftime, you do it. We're building people up. We have people. I don't like to call them fans. I like to call them family.
Yes.
Family, or whatever.
Family.
They're fans, but they're family. You guys mean a lot to us, man. You really do. Everybody in the chat.
I always say it. But
great comment.
I love when Coach came up with this. This was great. And I'm like, that's me. I'm like, I always get beat up. You get knocked down. You got to keep on going up. It's life. Everybody goes through it. Like,
what's it going to do? Just sit here complaining about it. Do something about it. Don't complain about it. Do
you're
something.
At work and someone hit you where you fall down.
That's love. That's love. Big knows. I mean,
you're the man.
Saying hi to everybody if you can. And giving props. Like, you guys could be anywhere right now.
Yep. But here you are.
So exactly, you know, but this comment is it's so prophetic. Sports, you know, as a football player, every play we get knocked on our butts. We got to get up to go back into the next play. That's
But
life,
this
man.
could be in life in
Like,
general.
yes, you
And
know, I mean,
I was a skinny prick playing basketball. As a tall guy, I was always stuck underneath with the big boys. I was pushed around, shoved, punched, kicked while I was down, you know, but you got to get back up. You got to get back and keep up going. Overcoming adversity is life. If you can master that, you're golden.
I had to deal with one of the hardest ones in my life, losing the love of my life with 3 kids and raising 3 kids as a single parent. And, you know, and my children, I'm so proud of them. You know, they're good. They're out there being productive, you know, whether they're in a relationship, my oldest taking care of my granddaughter. People say it all the time. And you're like, you don't have them. They're not out there running the streets being promiscuous. I'm like, no, because they know their daddy would whoop their hind parts. You know, but
it's a whole nother conversation. But the family is broken nowadays, man. We don't, you know, and to see mothers, fathers working together, you know, dealing with adversity like you had to instill, overcoming. I mean, the family back in the day, you sat down with your family at 5 o'clock and had dinner, all of you. You know, you got up and had breakfast together, and I just think family as a whole in today's society can really destroy a society. Like I thank my dad for whooping my ass when I was a kid. I thank my mom for yelling because they did it. It was discipline when I was doing what I shouldn't have been doing, and it made me a better person. That goes with coaching.
I had to go cut a switch down once or twice.
Exactly.
It makes you a stronger person.
And we all been through this.
But then one day,
Here it is.
I remember getting the switch. I don't know if you young kids don't know what it is. I remember I had to cut down the switch, and you know, you go, you're like, here you go, Bob. Here's this. Whip me with that. She laughed, and then my 6 brothers would beat my ass. Go get the biggest one. I want that one.
Hey, talk about adversity. I mean, halftime. You had how many older brothers?
I have 5 older brothers and 1 older sister.
I had 1 younger brother, and I tortured that dude. But I love him to death now. So I can imagine what 5 older brothers did as you grew up.
You got beat up, and I mean beat up, like blood ripping down your
That's why you're tough. That's why you're tough now. That's why you got thick skin now, bro.
You didn't make the tea. You didn't make the Kool-Aid. What? I'm like, what happened to you? You
get used to the failure. Get used to the failure when your Eagles lose in week 1, bro. I'm telling you, get used to this failure.
No, Blaze.
That Eagles enthusiasm.
Blaze, I have to say, against the Cowboys, no, they're going to be
I know. I'm being facetious.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
but hey, and I'm not talking about you or Mitch. The way Eagles fans are talking as a whole, you got the bragging rights. You're the champs. But my goodness, will the world come crashing down if they lose in week 1?
Blaze, I have a question. In football, who do you have that made the playoffs that you don't think is going to make the playoffs?
See, I looked at that too, and as much as I'd love to see the Lions fall off, they just have way too much talent. I think that I know the Rams are in question right now, but they got tons of talent too. They won their division.
Yeah, but you don't got a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback.
That's what I mean. Like, right now, but if he comes out and he's healthy, he could do what he, I'd like the 49ers were 6-11 last year, so that would be continuing to lose. Yes. But they could be well too because they got that up and down. I mean, the Commanders, like we said earlier, I could see that because of the shock value last year and now coming to a little reality because, hey, I think the Giants are improved. The Cowboys they might be, but they got to play the Eagles twice and stuff like that. I think the Broncos are very well improved. I don't know. I'd love to see the Ravens suck and be 5-12 instead of 12-5.
Of course you would.
You're out of control with that one.
But I mean, you want me to hot take Kansas City? I said it earlier. They were 15-2 last year.
That would be
That's
but they showed, like I said, they showed some weaknesses.
You're saying not making the playoffs?
Yeah, they could be 8-9. I mean, look, Chargers are going to be a little
improved. Shit, coach, but I said the 10.
I said last week I said Eagles 7-10, and Mitch was getting DMs from all these Eagle fans. Denver's going to be better. The Raiders could be better. Chargers should be better. Chiefs might be out.
That's right. Chargers lost their left tackle. I forgot about that.
That's tough. That's going to.
Yeah, they lost their left tackle.
People don't realize, and I'm sure you do, Coach, more than other people. Losing and I've felt it with the Steelers. Losing an offensive line, no matter what, like no one talks about offensive linemen enough. And when you have your team that suffered for so long because your line wasn't good enough to give your quarterback more than 2.5 seconds to throw the ball or even hand off, that's trouble. So, like, I value that. The trenches are where it's all made out. If you can stop the run with your defensive line, that changes the game. Look at the Eagles. If they have that offensive line, that brought them a championship. Yeah.
I always look at the Eagles' offensive line and defensive line. If they get hurt, we're screwed.
But that's to be honest with you, that's every team.
Yes.
I say it all the time. You cannot win without the sexy fatties. The sexy fatties are what you need. People always say, "Oh, the quarterback is the most important position." Singularly, yes, okay, fine.
But without the line,
without the line, and I say it all the time, you need an offensive line. Offensive line helps your offense, your defense, and your special teams.
The Vikings could fall off. I love JJ McCarthy, but now he played out of his ass last year, and they were 14-3. So
McCarthy didn't play last year.
McCarthy didn't play.
That was Sam Darnold who played last year.
No, that's what I'm saying. Darnold play. I'm saying with McCarthy now.
Okay.
Darnold played out of his ass last year to get them to where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
McCarthy, we don't know what we're getting from him yet. I think he's really talented.
He can stay healthy because
I mean, so they have the coaching, they have the. I'm just saying that could be a question mark. Like I could see them. I don't know if they're going to go 14-3.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. We didn't talk about Minnesota, and plus with the other teams. I mean, look, as much as I don't think Chicago is going, I think they're going to be in 4th place, but that's going to be a tough division because all 4 teams can be in position to make the playoffs.
Yep.
Let's be honest.
Especially if Caleb Williams plays better and the Bears improve. You got 4. That reminds me of a couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, when the Browns were decent and that AFC Central was all 4 teams could make the playoffs.
Exactly. So, and your thought on the Chiefs, you know what? Thinking about it, even like with this comment by David, they have the queen in the press box. That's going to be a distraction. Yes. And is Kelsey? Is he like, I'm getting married, man? Let me just, chill for a minute. Yeah. So
is their defense going to be improved? I mean, they got a lot of question marks in my opinion.
Yeah. So,
Vikings, Kansas City, they might fall off this
You
year.
wouldn't have, but now that you say it, I'm like, you know what? Good point. All the distractions, the line.
But flip the coin, both teams could be 14-3 this year too, because they have tons of talent.
You got to still have Kansas City in the playoffs.
Somebody's falling off. It's just a matter of who, and that's what I love about it because it's tough to say. It's tough to say who. I think the Bills remain good. I think the Buccaneers remain good. Not great, but right, where they were last year.
Yeah, but
I think Houston.
Who gets hurt? That's to be the biggest thing. Like we said earlier, to any team, you lose your quarterback, you lose your center, you lose a right tackle, and you got a right hand. That's huge. You lose Justin Jefferson, then what are the Vikings? Stuff. Please don't. I got him in my fantasy. So it's like that. I mean, I hate you can't control injury. I think Denver might win the AFC. Their defense is that good. If Bo Nix continues to play, if that that Harvey guy, that running back, he could be the rookie of the damn year. And if you give that quarterback the rookie of the year running back, that changes their offense. Sutton's a good receiver. They got good receivers. I got people showing up.
All right. No, you got it, bro. Have a good one.
Good. Be safe. Great talk.
No, appreciate you. Thanks, man.
Man.
No, I appreciate that. I'm just worried about the Eagles staying healthy. Just hard after so many playoff runs and an aging team. So you still have youth, man.
Lou's right.
It's
stay healthy. All we gotta do is make sure we stay healthy.
Look, you got who I think is a steal for y'all on your practice squad now.
Yes.
I'm just hoping somebody, Giants, can come in and steal him off your practice squad, and that's Holland Pierce. I'm a homer. I believe in Holland and what he can bring to the table if you develop him right. But the point is, you guys have youth also throughout your whole organization that you just replace people. I
Yeah.
mean, the
But
guys have
our
aged.
next man up is a starter in the NFL
Exactly.
for another team.
Exactly. So, it's gotta talk some Knicks and since well, we talked Knicks to start, man.
Yeah, we already did.
We talked about Jeremy Lin retiring,
Where
so
you been?
I don't think he was here. So,
Mm.
are you supposed? Am I surprised? I mean, business is business. I mean, Quentin Grimes is holding out because he wants more money. Let's be honest. He's holding out because he wants more money.
Yes,
You
he's
know?
not going, and he's not going to come here. I told you he's going to Houston. My theory, and who's going to pay it? Houston got the money. Who's going to pay it? And they're going to say, "Listen, you're going to be a bench guy."
Yeah, basically. So,
and then he'll be good over there, and then that's when when they need a rest, they'll put him in.
So, as far as the Sixers, it's I mean, you got to finish. But listening to a lot of you guys and and looking at things, yeah, it's probably going to be a challenging season, and it all is contingent upon your health of your two primetime players. So but hey, it's the same with the Knicks. I mean, you can't lose Jalen Brunson, you can't lose Cat Towns, because that changes the whole dynamic. So so there you go. So do you think Atlanta will be a sleeper team? If you're talking about in football or basketball, David. So I mean, I don't know.
I think he's talking football, but
Yeah. So yeah,
I got Atlanta Falcons not doing that good, but
yeah, I don't think they will. But again, if they get some, if Kyle Lowry is a starter, so and you're talking about football, okay. Well, in
Robinson's going
football,
to be good if you're looking for a draft pick.
Atlanta is really dependent upon their defense.
Yes.
If they can just get middle of the pack type of defense, their offense, I think, is that good. So they will be a lot better than people give them credit for. Right now, I don't think they're going to be good because their defense is just that bad. And that's saying a lot when you have Raheem as your head coach, because he's a defensive-minded coach, by Irvington, New Jersey, by the way. So, so it's going to be interesting with Atlanta. Plus, with Tampa Bay, I think Tampa Bay runs away with that division. It wouldn't surprise me if they won all 6 of their division games, which puts them to basically just need at least 4, in regular, out of division games, which I think they can get more than that depending on going further.
I mean,
Aaron Judge,
it
whatever.
could be behind Tampa Bay in the division.
Yeah, but then in the NFC, can they make the playoffs? Because if Washington plays, up to expectations, I think they make the playoffs. You have Philly, you have the 4 teams in the NFC Central. I mean, Chicago, I still have to respect them in that regard. You have LA out west. It will one of those other teams step up with Arizona. It's the 49ers. We could talk about the 49ers last year, but a lot of that was their injuries. So, and they're getting guys back. They did lose other guys, but they're getting key guys back. So if they can play if they can play the season with health, they're still a good team.
But they're trying to get rid of that one wide receiver.
Ayuk. They traded. They have Ayuk and they traded what's his name to Washington.
Yeah, but Ayuk's hurt, ain't he?
No, I thought he was.
No, Ayuk's hurt.
Hold on, let me see.
Because he don't want to play. He wants to be traded.
I know he wants to be traded. That I knew because he wants more money. But Brandon Ayuk, Brandon. Come on, computer. Here we go. Ayuk. And Brandon Ayuk, is he hurt? It doesn't say anything. Rumors.
Dude, he's awesome with college football Coach is totally not. I know you like college. Coach Edd is awesome in college football. He knows his shit.
Oh well, thank you. I appreciate it. So, bless you. I'm seeing it doesn't say. Oh, okay, yeah, bad injury ahead of the season opener. So, Brandon Ayuk, they got their contracts, but injuries on Tuesday. Oh, he won't be playing. He's on the pup list. Okay, all right. So he's going to be out for the first 4 games. So yes,
Yeah.
you're right. So all right. So there you have it. So it's going to start rocket in a rocky mode. But Lou, thanks a lot. Appreciate you. I'm trying to get better and give you guys more content. So later on tonight, going to be giving you a live reaction, play-by-play in terms of Miami versus Notre Dame. So I have a lot of other games I've already covered, so you can go back and you'll even see on there that I even gave you the breakdown of a lot of the conferences. So, I give a lot of information. So, but, enjoy yourself. So, and I care with this, and then cover the WNBA. So I do that too. And, we do Heart of the City with my boy NYG. So it's a lot of good stuff that, I'm here. So, so there you have it. So got anything else going on with you?
Not much.
So you're doing the Phillies game tonight, right?
Game tonight at 7.
Okay.
And chilling.
And then you're working the rest of the week. So, all right.
Oh,
So
I'm making an Eagles prediction.
Oh, okay.
Later on.
All right. So,
I'm done going shopping with Mrs. Halftime.
Hey, spend that money. Spend that money.
Yep.
So, and I'll be covering, like I said, the game tonight and tomorrow. I have that. I'm also going to be doing a college review, posting it on both of the networks. So, look for that. So, going to be a busy week for me too. So, but we'll be back here next Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. So, really appreciate everyone for being here. You guys are truly, truly amazing. So, thanks a lot for always rocking with us and being here and supporting us. And today has been a great, great show. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here and we'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a great one. Peace.
See you. Peace.